So you can go and enjoy the game, and that's exactly what we're going to do now here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Live commentary. We've got South Korea versus Czech Republic from Guadalajara in Mexico, and Lee Blakeman and Clinton Morris are your commentators on 5 Live.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Game 2 of 104 at the 2026 World Cup, which sees South Korea, ranked 25 in the world, up against the Czech Republic, who are playing at their first World Cup since 2006. Players you'll recognise starting in the South Korea 11 this morning, this evening, depending on where you're listening, include Paik Hyung-ho from Birmingham City and Sung Hyung-min, formerly of Spurs. He's 2 goals shy, by the way, of equaling the South Korean goal-scoring record of 58. So it could be a big night for Son Heung-min. Names of note in the Czech Republic starting 11 include West Ham's Thomas Souček and former player Vladimir Sofel, as well as Wolves' Ladislav Krejci. It is an 8 p.m. kickoff local time in Guadalajara, Mexico. Even though it is ticking towards 8 o'clock, temperature still around 24 degrees. So we were talking about this pre-match. The drinks breaks midway through each half, you feel, even though it is a later kickoff, are going to be key. It's a 3 a.m. start here in the UK. Former Republic of Ireland international Clinton Morrison is alongside me. Second game in Clinton. We've seen one already. How much are you looking forward to this? It should be superb with the two teams lining up in the tunnel.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be an outstanding game. I think both teams will go toe-to-toe. We've already seen a good game between Mexico and South Africa, and hopefully this is a good game. You can see the altitude is getting to the players, though, in the warm-up. So there'll be a lot of tired players out there, and I think the substitutions and the bench is going to be massive in this game.
We'll run through the two 11s in just a second. The two teams lining up now, huge flags, the South Korean flag, one half of the halfway line, the Czech Republic or Czechia flag, the other. There are mascots absolutely everywhere, forming a guard of honour as the two teams get ready to emerge from the tunnel. Just as the camera pans all around the stadium and gives us a 360 degrees view there, Clinton. A lot's been made about the attendances here. This is the second game of the World Cup, far from full in the Guadalajara stadium as the two teams emerge. It's going to be interesting to see what the attendances are like as we tick through the tournament with the prices, etc.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people have had an opinion, and I do think some of the prices, it's difficult. It's difficult at the moment to be able to afford to go. So the prices are a bit steep. When Mexico played earlier, it was a full house, to be fair. So I think everyone went to that game earlier on. But the crowds, it still looks okay, but we want to see these stadiums full at the World Cup. So that's the biggest disappointment. And maybe the prices should have come down.
Son Heung-min leads out South Korea as the two teams emerge in Guadalajara. Game 2, as I say, of 104 at the 2026 World Cup. Anthems to come in just a second. This the second game in Group A. If you missed the game earlier, where were you? It was a terrific listen with Chris Sutton and John Murray from the Azteca as host Mexico ran out 2-0 winners against South Africa. And something we saw ahead of that game, we're going to see the same thing here. Rather than the two starting 11s gathering at either side of the halfway line, all 26 players involved in each squad are going to gather around the centre circle for the national anthems as we see the two head coaches emerging from the tunnel. Hong Myung-bo, the South Korean head coach, under lots of pressure from the South Korean public coming into this tournament. He needs results to see them into the knockout stages. Miroslav Kubek, who's about to become the oldest coach in World Cup history at the age of 74, is in charge of the Czech Republic. The officials wearing green tops, black shorts and black socks, standing on the edge of the centre circle as well, in between the two teams, as we now pause for the national anthems.
escuchar el himno nacional de Czechia.
Brilliant noise in Guadalajara for the two national anthems as the two teams peel away from the edge of the centre circle. The starting 11 for South Korea this evening. Kim Sung-ju is the goalkeeper from FC Tokyo. Then it's 3-4-2-1, the formation. Lee Han-byom, Kim Min-jae of Bayern Munich and Lee Ji-yuk make up the back three. Couple of names you'll recognise in the midfield. Hwang In-byom from Feyenoord alongside Birmingham's Paik Seung-ho. Wide left, Lee Tae-seok from Austria Wien and Cheol Young-woo plays wide right. Up top, in behind Son Heung-min, the most recognisable name by a mile in this South Korean starting 11, Lee Jae-sung of Mainz and Lee Kang-in from PSG Clinton, who you're keen to see in this tournament, certainly tonight, how he gets on.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's a really good player. He can cause a lot of problems. He doesn't start that much, but he's an exciting player, and he always comes off the bench and affects things, and I think he's going to have to cause a lot of problems to the Czech Republic this evening.
39 times he played for PSG in total last season. Lee Kang-in, 25 years of age, scored 4 goals, just 1 goal in his last 15 internationals though for South Korea, as the Czech Republic players just to one side of the halfway line pause for photos. They're wearing all white with the exception of goalkeeper Mati Kovář, who's wearing all light blue. They go 3-4-3 in front of Kovář. Stepan Chalupek, Robin Hranč and Ladislav Krejci of Wolves make up the back three. Then it's Vladimir Sofal, formerly of West Ham, Thomas Souček, still of West Ham, Alexander Sojka and Jaroslav Zeleny across the midfield, and then a formidable looking top three of Lucas Provod, Patrick Schick of Bayer Leverkusen and Lyon's Pavel Schultz. Patrick Schick Clinton, the man to watch in this team. 22 goals in 42 games for Bayer Leverkusen last season in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, Schick's the main man, even for his country. He's been outstanding, but you're right, in the Bundesliga he's been brilliant. He's a threat. He wants crosses into the box. He can finish both feet as well. He's got great finishes. I've seen him in a lot of major tournaments, and he's their main man. I know they got the likes of Souček, Sofal, but Schick is the main man for them.
Recognisable names also in the squads for South Korea. You've got Stoke City's Bae Jun-ho, you've got Yang Hyun-jun of Celtic and Yeom Ji-sung of Swansea City, also Hwang Hee-chan of Wolves in the South Korean side. And as far as the Czech Republic team concerned, the two most recognisable names in there, certainly from the Premier League, both starting, I mentioned them a few moments ago, Ladislav Krejci, who, by the way, has the record for the Czech Republic's fastest ever goal. 27 seconds it took him to score against Poland in 2023. He starts along with West Ham's Thomas Souček. We will take a goal after 27 seconds. In this one, it didn't take long for Mexico earlier, did it? 8 minutes.
No, it didn't. And you want to see an open game. I know what it's like in these tournaments. They can be a bit cagey and no one wants to concede the first goal, but hopefully get on the front foot, the crowd get behind both teams, and we can see an exciting game this evening.
Well, I mentioned this in our pre-match chat with Edward Adu. When we're talking about fast starts, lots of goals early on, I don't hold out much hope from a South Korean perspective. The key stat for them, 12 of their last 13 goals at World Cups have been scored in the second half. So let's just hope the heat doesn't have too much of an impact, because it will of course cool down with it being an 8 o'clock kickoff local time. It will of course cool down as we tick through the game. Let's just hope for a lightning start.
Yeah,
that's what we want. Game 2 of the World Cup.
Of course,
Clinton.
that's what we want. I was going to say, when you said that, should we leave for the first 45 and come back for the second 45? Nah, we're going to get a good game. I think Czech Republic are going to come out and try and be on the front foot as well. So I think this will be a fascinating game.
Well, we've just had a look at the man who's got a big tournament ahead of him, Son Heung-min. He needs 2 goals to equal the South Korean goal-scoring record. The stadium in Guadalajara, far from full, but a good noise as the second game of the World Cup gets underway. It's the second one in Group A, South Korea against the Czech Republic. Former Republic of Ireland international Clinton Morrison and myself, Lee Blakeman, your commentary team here on 5 Live this evening. 104 games, 92 of them live with full commentary on 5 Live. All 104 covered, the biggest World Cup ever, 48 teams being hosted by 3 countries. It should be an absolutely superb next 6 weeks as the Czech Republic go back to their goalkeeper Mati Kovar's right side of his 18 yards area. He goes long and high down the centre, gobbled up by South Korea in the air. Ball loose at the moment, both teams just trying to make it stick a little bit, and South Korea have it on this near side with Sol Young-woo, works the ball into the midfield. South Korea lose it, and Pavel Schulz will come forwards now for the Czech Republic. Zeleny wide on the left. Good football this. Schulz again. Nice little flick. It's going to be intercepted here by South Korea. They want a free kick in the right back area. Nothing doing. Czech Republic still have it. Left side of the penalty area. Ball is rolled back to Krejci. He tries to sweep the ball in field. Ball not what he was hoping for, and South Korea are able to clear the ball away. First minute gone, 0-0. Clinton, lively start.
Yeah, good start from Czech. The Czechs, they've started ever so well on the front foot, causing problems, in particular down the left foot. Krejci trying to get good balls into the box. And one thing I've noticed, the physicality. South Korea are going to have to deal with Czech Republic's physicality. They are a strong group, and they'll be a threat from set pieces. We know that with Souček anyway. We've seen him many a times.
And we just saw it a few moments ago, didn't we? Pavel Schulz, we've seen tidy footwork from him on the edge of the penalty area 1 minute, but a strong shoulder barge left side of his body the next. We're just getting a look at Hong Myung-bo, who is in his second spell in charge of South Korea, appointed in July 2024, taking over from the great Jürgen Klinsmann. I mentioned this a couple of times pre-match. He really needs a good tournament here, because the expectations are that South Korea make it out of Group A. He's been coming in for a lot of criticism from the South Korean fans because of the style of play. They've not been too happy with that. But style of play, Clinton, whether it's easy on the eye or whether it's a more direct approach, it doesn't matter as long as you're winning games of football, which he really needs to do.
Yeah, and because he hasn't been winning games of football, the style of play, they're looking at it and saying, well, you're not really entertaining us. And the players they've got, they should be entertaining, because they've got good footballers who want to get on the ball and make things happen. So, yeah, he needs to get a good result.
South Korea go long, looking for the run of Son. He's going to get there, left side of the penalty area. First touch was too heavy. Ball goes out for a throw-in by the corner flag to the Czech Republic in their right back area. The tail of the tape as far as Son is concerned, 56 goals in 144 caps. South Korea's record caps holder needs 2 to equal the record for a South Korea player of 58. That was Cha Bum-kun some times ago. He scored 10 in qualifying. Son Heung-min, he's wearing the captain's armband there. First touch of the World Cup. Left a little bit to be desired as the Czech Republic go long from the free kick from their goalkeeper, goes straight through to his opposite number. 4.5 gone in Guadalajara. South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 0, here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as South Korea go long again, looking for the run of Son. And when we've been talking about the direct style of play that the manager's been criticised for, already we're seeing one tactic from the Koreans, and that seems to be hit it long in towards the feet of Son.
Yeah, and that's not a good tactic. When I've seen South Korea over previous campaigns, they've always tried to play football and entertain me, and they've been successful doing that way. They go from back to front too much, and that's not what Son wants. Son wants balls slid into the channel so he can go and cause problems with his pace. He's not going to win headers when you're trying to hit him, so it's going to be difficult for him. They have to try and find a different way of trying to create and get Son into the game.
South Korea go long again down the right. Seol Young-woo went long. It was cleared away and out for a throw by Yaroslav Zeleny of Sparta Prague. 10 players in Miroslav Kubek's squad play for Slavia Prague, 3 for Sparta, so half the team based in Prague. As the ball goes into the centre circle, Lee Ji-yuk has it for South Korea, works the ball infield to Kim Min-jae of Bayern Munich. All the players getting an early touch. 5 minutes gone in Guadalajara. South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 0. Loads of live football to come over the next few days on 5 Live. The next live game tomorrow, 8 o'clock kickoff UK time. That is going to be the Canadians kicking off their tournament against Bosnia-Herzegovina. 8 o'clock here, 7 o'clock build-up with Kelly Cates on 5 Live. And then the one in the early hours, UK time tomorrow, the USA gets started against Paraguay. That should be a great listen with Sue Smith and Jonathan Pierce, as the Mexicans got things underway earlier tonight or late last night, depending on how you're working your watch. Just an amazing atmosphere and a great occasion, Clinton, to watch with the opening ceremony, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Ceremony, everything, the game in Mexico, yeah, it was a fantastic from start to finish, and you get excited now and you know it's here, the World Cup, and this is what you're looking forward to.
South Korea go long from the right, across field to the left. Lee Kang-in plays it across there. South Korea send it across, it flashes across the penalty area, over the penalty spot, and it goes out into touch for a throw into the Czech Republic on this near side. It was Lee Jing-sung who put in that cross there. Plenty of pace, but couldn't pick out a teammate.
Yeah, Lee Kang-yang, he's the one where you're looking. It's a brilliant diagonal, and I said many a times before we came on commentary how good, I was saying it to you, how good he is and how much he can create stuff, and he's their key player for me. I know they've got Son, and Son is the main man for them, but he's going to have to create for Son because he can cause all kind of problems.
He tried to create there, crossing in from the left, Lee Jae-sung, but it was a few yards behind Son. Lee Jae-sung, 33 years of age, from Mainz, playing at his 3rd World Cup, reached 100 caps for his country in October when they played against Brazil. So plenty of experience on that far side, the South Korean left, as we look at things here. At the moment, the ball is with the Czech Republic, and they have it midway inside their own half with Thomas Souček. And now it's an early touch of the ball for Ladislav Krejci, 2 names people will recognise if they follow the Premier League. Challenge goes in on this near side. Czech Republic will settle for a throw. Alexander Sojka involved there in a coming together with Lee Han Byom. And we've seen from both teams in the opening 8 minutes, Clinton, they're not afraid to put in a strong challenge here. It's already been a physical opening to this game.
No, it has to be physical, and you have to close down. As I say, you can't keep this tempo up from now to the 90th minute, but you have to play at tempo. As I said, they're going to have that cooling break where you're going to have to have drinks and that, because it's a hot atmosphere out there. But yeah, you're in the World Cup League. You've got to go and take it like it could be your last game ever. Do you know what I mean? Because you're at a World Cup. It's every kid's dream. It's every player's dream.
Throw into the Czech Republic over on the far side. They lose it, and South Korea will come away with the ball down the centre. Lee Kang-in moves the ball to the right. Seol Young-woo wide on the right, midway inside the Czech Republic half. That's going to be a free kick surely to South Korea. Yes, says the referee. Wide on the right, midway inside the half for a foul by Ladislav Krejci.
Yeah, Lee Kang-in is the one. He's the one. You can see him getting there. He gets a little shove there from Krejci. He's the one getting on the ball, trying to make things happen. You know, they've got good players on the bench as well, younger players that they could bring on, the likes of Wang and Yang. They've got a lot of good players that they've left out on the bench. So if it's not going right for South Korea, they have got players that can come and turn the game for them.
Lee Kang-in standing over this free kick. Basically, either side of Son, they've got Lee Jae-sung one side, Lee Kang-in the other. The free kick is whipped in by South Korea low. It's a poor delivery, that, and it's an easy clearance for the Czech Republic. But South Korea have it back on this near side. Son Heung-min Ball comes off a Czech Republic player. Is the ball going to go behind for the first corner? No. Yet to have a serious effort on goal in the opening 9.5 minutes in Guadalajara. South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 0, and the South Koreans will settle for another throw on this near side to be taken by Paris Saint-Germain's Lee Kang-in. It is, I mentioned, a formidable-looking front three for the Czech Republic of Lukas Prévost of Slavia Prague, Patrick Schick of Bayer Leverkusen, and Pavel Schulz of Lyon. You look at the forward three for South Korea. Lee Jae-sung of Mainz, Lee Kang-in of PSG, and Son Heung-min, these days of Los Angeles FC. We know him from his many, many years at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or White Hart Lane. So when you look at the quality, Clinton, it's a game that cries out goals. But in terms of creativity so far, with 10 minutes gone, not much going as they go long. South Korea here down the right. Seol Young-woo thought about putting in the cross, but then decides to leave it and lets the ball roll behind for the game's first corner.
Yeah, they direct South Korea, but they play it into good areas, and they've got a lot of pace in their team that can cause problems. They've started the best. We thought Czech Republic were going to be the ones coming on the front foot, but it's South Korea that have started the best at the moment.
So the first corner of the game, it's going to be whipped in by Lee Kang-in of PSG. South Korea with 7 players either inside the penalty area or on the 18-yard line here, and this is going to be the first test for the Czech Republic goalkeeper Mati Kovář, because he's got a crowd of players on top of him as Lee Kang-in whips in the corner. Poor delivery, like it was from that first South Korean free kick a few moments ago. Doesn't clear the first man, no height on it, easy clearance for that first defender. South Korea go long again with the second ball from halfway, headed on towards Son, but it's going to carry through to Mati Kovář. 2 set pieces wasted, Clinton.
Yeah, it's disappointing because when your defenders come up, you've got to have better delivery, and Lee Kang-in has got to be better than that. He's got a good left foot, he's 2-footed, and you've got to miss the first man. You have to hit the ball, try and find areas where your defenders or your attackers can go and attack the ball.
It's been a decent start, though, by South Korea. Knocked out by Brazil in the 2022 World Cup in the last 16. They lost that game 4-1, you might remember, having beaten Portugal 2-1 in the group stages of the Winter World Cup 4 years ago. Let's see how far they can go this time. As I say, looking sharp at the moment. They've got the ball on this near side with Lee Han-byom of FC Midtjylland. Ball over the top. Opportunity here for South Korea. Son with a shot, deflected over the crossbar, and South Korea will settle for a corner. Has the offside flag gone up, though, against Son there? Either way, he's walking away thinking, I should have done better. It is going to be South Korea's second corner.
Yeah, it's a good ball from Lee Kang-in, and he is onside, Son. He is onside. It's a good defender. It's a great block, and Son manages to get his shot away, but it's Lee Kang-in again with a good ball, and they're just causing all kinds of problems, but really good defending.
Great block by Robin Hranach. Short corner this time by South Korea. Whipped in towards the back post and headed over the crossbar that time by, it was Lee Han-byom, who was arriving late. Better set piece that time from South Korea, mainly because they went short and didn't go for any immediate height from the first delivery.
Yeah, and they missed the first man, and he's so unfortunate. He's getting pulled, and he does ever so well to get contact, and he's not a million miles away. You can see he just goes over the crossbar, but it's good play again from South Korea, and they've started on the front foot. Czech Republic haven't got going yet. It's been a good start from South Korea.
13 minutes gone. South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 0, as South Korea come forwards again with Son here. He's level with the lip of the centre circle at the moment, moves the ball to the left. Lee Jae-sung has it. Austria Vine over on the far side, taking over. Lee Jae-sung once again. South Korea in red shirts, black shorts and red socks up against the all-white strips of the Czech Republic, top shorts and socks. South Korea basically, if you're just dipping into this game and out of it in the early hours of the morning UK time, it's been all South Korea mainly so far, apart from one flash in the opening couple of minutes. I can't remember the Czech Republic getting anywhere near the South Korean penalty area as the shot comes in here from distance that was from Lee Kang-in, and that was the first save of the match. It was a comfortable one, but a decent one for Mati Kovář diving to his left.
Yeah, it's a comfortable save from Kovář, but it's Lee Kang-in again. He's getting on the ball into little areas. They can't deal with him at the moment. It's a save that you expect him to make, but he's the difference maker at the moment, Lee Kang-in. Keep getting in the ball if you're South Korea. If you're Czech Republic, you've got to stop him from having shots and getting on the ball.
Third corner in the space of 3 minutes for South Korea. That's the first serious save in anger of this game. It's going to be an in-swinger from the man who had the shot to force the corner in the first place, Lee Kang-in, standing hands on his hips. All the players just look out of breath already. So much sweat on foreheads, given the temperature, which was 24 degrees at kickoff. Short corner, worked in towards the penalty spot. South Korea with the opportunity. Czech Republic clearing sideways at first and then long down the left, and South Korea will build again from the back down the right this time with Seol Young-woo on this near side. Works the ball in field, but we are seeing South Korea. We mentioned them being direct early on. Now they're really starting to move smoothly through the gears.
Yeah, and they're dominating in midfield. Pate's getting on the ball, making things happen, and yeah, commentators curse there.
Yeah, they've lost it because Lucas Prévod is away for the Czech Republic down the right into the penalty area. Cross goes in towards Patrick Schick. Good defending that time by South Korea, and Czech Republic have their first corner from a mistake out of nothing, presenting Czech Republic with their first serious opportunity.
Yeah, you're overplaying, and it's good play down the right-hand side, but Kim Min-jae does ever so well to stop the run of Patrick Schick, because we know what he's like in them areas. It's great movement, but brilliant defending from Kim Min-jae.
Patrick Schick with 10 goals in his last 11 domestic games for Bayer Leverkusen. I mentioned earlier 22 across the season and 42 for them. Let's see what happens from this first Czech Republic corner. An away swinger towards the back post, headed sideways by South Korea, and they will clear the second ball with Hwang Yin-byom up towards the edge of the centre circle, and then go long, looking for the run of Son Heung-min. Is he onside? Flag stays down. He draws the free kick anyway. Did well there, Son, because he misjudged the bounce of the ball slightly, was running down a bit of a blind alley, waited to be clattered, was clattered. South Korea free kick, 30 yards from the byline inside right.
Yeah, Him Mun-song, he makes another great run, and it's Lee Kang-in and Him Mun-song that are causing all kinds of problems. They're the two players for South Korea if they're going to get anything this evening, because they're looking for each other, and they're the two best players by a country mile, and they're causing a lot of problems for Czech Republic at the moment.
Referee from Egypt, Mohamed Amin, the man in charge, and he was right on the spot there straight away towards South Korea, their latest set piece, in a very dangerous position, which Son is standing over at the moment, along with Lee Kang-in. It looks like it's going to be an in-swinger from Lee Kang-in, but Son hasn't moved away either. Two in the wall, guarding the goalkeeper's near post. Kang-in with the delivery goes all the way through and wide of Mati Kovar's far right-hand post. Another free kick which goes to waste. They need to make these count, Clinton, because they're on top.
He's a talented boy, Lee Kang-in, but he's been excellent apart from his set pieces, Lee. He's been nowhere near good enough. He's either overhit them or hit the first man, and it's frustrating because, as I say, all your defenders come up to go and attack it, and you've got to get the ball on the money, and he hasn't done that at this moment in time.
South Korea 0, Czech Republic 0. It took us 8 minutes of the opening game earlier on between host Mexico and South Africa to get the first goal. No sign of one here yet. If we are to get an opening goal anytime soon, with the first drinks break about 5 or 6 minutes away, you definitely feel it is going to go the way of the South Koreans, who've created by far and away the most opportunities. 3 corners, 2 free kicks, all in promising areas, but as we were saying there with Clinton, they just need to get the deliveries slightly better. Czech Republic have the ball at the moment with Krejci, chipped down the left, tidied up at the back by South Korea and Kim Min-jae. Clearance is going to come back at the South Korean back three. They clear it long this time downfield, looking that time for Lee Jae-sung. Czech Republic deal with it, and they now have the ball wide on their left as they move forwards with Lucas Prévod, but the offside flag goes up over on the far side, so nothing will come of that Czech Republic cross. They're just starting to find their feet.
They are. Prévod, you can see him doesn't get onside. It's a good ball from Souček. It's a great little ball, but yeah, he doesn't get back on time. But they need to get Prévod, Schick into this game, because Czech Republic need to get up the pitch, give their defenders a bit of a breather, because South Korea are dominating at the moment.
Yeah, Lucas Prévod, another bunch of the Slavia Prague players, as we see. I heard John Murray earlier on when he was doing the Mexico game. He was talking about the joy he had. He doesn't normally like Mexican waves, but he said to see one in the Azteca in Mexico was something to behold. We're seeing one in the Guadalajara Stadium at the moment, a Mexican wave in Mexico. Something to behold, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. John started the Mexican wave, though. It was him that started it there. Don't be fooled. John loves all of that. He'll start it and then pretend, oh no, I didn't want to get involved. He always wants to get involved.
He's not the person I'd like to do a Mexican wave standing next to. John Murray is about 6'5", and myself who's about 2'3".
He'll drown you, Wendy. He drowns most people, John. He's brilliant.
Czech Republic free kick awarded on the halfway line, just to the left. 19 minutes played in Guadalajara. A little bit harsh, I thought, the awarding that free kick against Kim Min-jae. Both players went for the ball. He's just been accused of having his hands slightly in the back of the opposing player, but the Czech Republic with an opportunity here from the halfway line as that Mexican wave continues.
Yeah, it does.
Clinton.
It does. And usually you only get that when it's not an enjoyable game, but it has been an enjoyable game so far.
Has been. Tell you what, they carry on like that. 20 minutes in 24-degree heat. They absolutely shattered. The fans will need a drinks break just as much as the players. Free kick forwards by the Czech Republic. High at the moment. South Korea trying to deal with it. The ball falls for Thomas Souček. They go back, and the Czech Republic are forced to go all the way back to the man wearing all light blue, goalkeeper Mati Kovář from PSV. Was on loan there last season from Bayer Leverkusen. They've got the ball just to the left of the centre circle at the moment, the Czech Republic, as they come forwards down the left with Lucas Prévost. He's just switched from right to left in the last few minutes. It's now with Thomas Souček. Ball in towards the back post, diagonally from left to right across the penalty area, and the Czech Republic win their second corner in the space of 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's a good ball from Souček, looking for Soufal at the back post. He does well to keep it in. It's good defending. He doesn't really know much about it, but defends ever so well. But it's good play from Soufal, the right back, to get forward.
Away swinging corner for the Czech Republic. Are we about to get the opening goal of the second game of this World Cup? In goes the corner, headed away by South Korea, but the pieces will be picked up on this near side by Alexander Sojka for the Czech Republic. Goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. That allows everybody to get out, and the Czech Republic will build again from the back. Goalkeeper goes long to the right. A good ball as well from the goalkeeper. Cross comes in, that gets blocked. Czech Republic with another corner. This is the best spell of the game they've had so far.
It is, and one thing with Czech Republic, there'll be a threat from set pieces. And Vladimir Soufal down that right hand side, every time he's getting the ball, he's getting half a yard. He's not trying to beat his fullback, he's just trying to whip the ball in. And if he can win a corner, he knows the threats they've got. That could cause a lot of problems for South Korea.
Vladimir Soufal, one of the most experienced players in the Czech Republic side, 33 years of age, now playing his football for Hoffenheim, having spent 5 years at West Ham before leaving last summer. It's going to be the same routine again. Corner from the Czech Republic right. In fact, this one's going to be a left-footed in-swinger towards the near post. Goes all the way through and comes off a Czech Republic player last. It was Souček. It is going to be a goal kick. He didn't really know anything about it.
No, he didn't. I think Krejci just gets in front of him and misses it, and it just hits Souček. So it's Krejci that just misses it just behind him, and it hits Souček. He doesn't know anything about it because Krejci misses the ball, but if he does, it's a good opportunity for him because it just hits Souček and goes wide.
Yeah, just hit his left foot, didn't it? And it hit his left foot, Mini. He couldn't really control it rather than his foot going towards the ball. Knew nothing about it. Wide of the goalkeeper's left-hand post. Ball down the other end at the moment. Czech Republic deal with the South Korean pressure, but South Korea win the ball back in the midfield with Paik Seung-ho of Birmingham City. That's the first time I've said his name in the opening quarter of this game, and we know it's the opening quarter because we are pausing for the first hydration break in the Guadalajara Stadium. So it's South Korea, ranked 25th in the world, 0. Czech Republic, ranked 41st in the world, 0. Clinton Morrison alongside me here for this second game of the 2026 World Cup on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. What have you made of it so far, Clinton?
No, South Korea started, I think Czech Republic started ever so well, but have not really tested South Korea, and then South Korea started dominating. Lee Kang-in and Son have been the two players that you look the most likely to score the opening goal for South Korea. And now Czech Republic, just before the drinks break, have slowly but surely come into it. But they need to get some of their players like shit into the game. And you know what? Give him the service that he needs. He's not a player who's going to come deep and collect the ball. He needs crosses into the box, and they've started to do that in the last 5 minutes.
Do you know what? I was just about to ask you about this drink break. We saw the referee make the signal towards the benches on this near side. Has this drinks break come at exactly the wrong time for the Czech Republic? They've just had 2 or 3 corners. They've started to build a little bit of momentum, certainly with Sofal over on the far side there right, and then having taken about 15 minutes to get into it, 7 minutes of good play, the game's going to be stopped now for 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, if you had probably asked them 5 minutes ago, the manager would have said, yeah, we needed that break. But since they've had a bit of spell and a bit of possession, the momentum's with them at the moment. So, yeah, they'll be disappointed, but you need it. You probably need the break. And there's a few things both managers would probably want to say to their players, a few things that they've noticed in these first few minutes.
We've just seen a replay of the best chance of the game so far. Lee Kang-in of PSG for South Korea, putting in a shot from around about 25 yards. Goalkeeper right behind it made the save, diving away to his left. Just looking at that replay there, I was going to ask you what's impressed you the most about this opening quarter of this game. Can I tell you what's impressed me the most? The ball. We always see different designs on these World Cup match balls. This one, bit of blue, bit of green, bit of black, bit of white, nice patterns. It looked then as it was gliding through the air absolutely superb. I want one of these replicas.
I was just about to say I need one of those World Cup balls. The only one I got from when we was there in 2002, which was a brilliant ball, and I've still got it now. But you definitely do want one of these balls, that's for sure.
Did you get the opportunity to do much with it in 2002, Clinton?
No, I just got it. I got it signed by everyone and just went with it.
That's Clinton, who spent 5 years as a Republic of Ireland international, 2001 to 2006, 9 goals for his country as South Korea come forwards down the right here. I tell you what, they restarted that one very, very quickly. They were having a drink 1 minute. They took the free kick the next, and very, very nearly something came of that for South Korea. I suppose, though, that's the kind of thing you can use to your advantage, isn't it? Just lightning starts like that from the restart, hopefully catching the opposition cold.
Exactly, and it's a close one. I think the linesman gets it spot on. He may be just offside and gone early, but yeah, it's the right decision. But yeah, it always happens. I think after a drinks break, you can get caught cold. Ripped shirt there.
A ripped shirt and a half for Czech Republic's number 15, Pavel Schulz, who I was about to mention at half-time. I've hardly said his name so far, one of the forward 3. His shirt has not just got a tiny rip in it. If you remember the wrestling when Hulk Hogan used to rip his shirt completely off, that is what that resembles. It's completely ripped down one side, and I mean, there's really no need for a vest underneath that shirt. It's warm enough.
No, do you know what I think why he's got that vest on? Because
the
data. They calculate how many mileage how much running he's doing, kilometers, that he's doing during the game. Which is crazy, but you have to do it, because if you get into a red zone, maybe they say you played too much and you need to come off. Not in my day and age, Lee.
No.
Just play through anything. You're at a World Cup.
The thing is with these data vests, normally they're black in colour and they actually look the part. Because Pavel Schulz was wearing a very, very sweaty white one, from one angle he looked a little bit like Jim Royal in the royal family, didn't he? The white vest doesn't suit. You just look like you're just wearing it underneath your jumper for warmth.
Exactly.
And you certainly don't need any extra warmth in these conditions in North America, being hosted. This game's in Mexico in the Guadalajara Stadium. USA and Canada, the other 2 host countries, they both start their World Cup campaigns tomorrow. Both matches live on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 92 live commentaries in total as part of 104 matches. Every single one of them covered. Kelly Cates with the build-up tomorrow night from 7 o'clock. And we've got the World Cup show, by the way, every single weekday afternoon between 1 and 3 during the group stages on 5 Live. It was Kelly yesterday ahead of the opening games, this being the second one. Mark Chapman with you 1 till 3 tomorrow, wrapping up everything from day 1 and previewing those 2 games on day 2 involving Canada and the United States of America. That's a foul on Schulz, who's now replaced his shirt, and it's a Czech Republic free kick on this near side there left. I tell you what I did like, Clinton, about the 5 Live coverage earlier, being able to listen to 5 Live Sport for 2 hours in the middle of the day. It's just one of those things you always associate with a major tournament. Football and different bits of coverage in places you'd never normally expect to find it.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I think everyone's excited about the World Cup, but yeah, it was great commentary and good to listen to earlier on. So yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, Kelly, brilliant between 1 and 3. Mark back tomorrow from 1. It's 3:30 in the morning UK time here. If you've just joined us, hello, good morning, hope all is well. Rick Edwards will be along with 5 Live Breakfast from 6. He's live for the next 6 weeks from LA, Los Angeles, doing breakfast every single day and doing the Football Daily podcast as well. Of all the gigs and all the places, I think that's the one that I'm most envious of. Rick
He's living
Edwards.
his best life. Usually I do a lot of the podcasts with him. I hope we do that next season during the season and they get us out to LA. I don't think so.
I have a feeling you'll be on Zoom from Nottingham.
That's exactly what I'll be doing.
Free kick to South Korea in their left-back area for a foul on Lee Ji-yuk. You've been missing none of the game, by the way, just while we've been talking about the different parts of the 5 Live and BBC Sounds output. It's basically been a case since the restart following the drinks break of you have it, we'll have it. 29 minutes gone, goalless between South Korea and the Czech Republic. Free kick to be taken by the man wearing all yellow, Kim Seong-ju, the South Korean goalkeeper. Plays his club football for FC Tokyo, 45 clean sheets in 85 appearances for his country, played all 4 games in Qatar 4 years ago, and he starts this World Cup in Mexico this time around as the Czech Republic come forwards, charging over the halfway line. Jaroslav Zeleny checks and works the ball in field, and now Schultz will have it with that new shirt on. Ball worked to the right. Sofal's over there. He comes inside this time to Provod, and all of a sudden the Czech Republic names that I've not mentioned too much of going forwards, all getting a touch on the ball. Krejci goes back in field to Hranac of Hoffenheim, moving the ball across the back 3. They've got it on the halfway line. They need to be careful not to lose it there because South Korea would have been in. Instead, 1 pass too many, and South Korea will settle for a throw. Guilty that time, the Czech Republic, of a little bit of overplaying.
Yeah, overplaying. And they're not showed enough quality. Like, it's just poor, just giving the ball away in needless areas at the moment. They have to show a lot more quality than they're showing at the moment, the Czech Republic, because as I said, they will get punished if they don't get better possession. And in this heat, you can't keep chasing the ball because eventually you'll get opened up and South Korea will score.
Ball in the South Korean penalty area with their goalkeeper at the moment. He's got it at his feet, and you can tell it's warm weather. The Czech Republic players were in no hurry to go and chase the goalkeeper down. He hits it long downfield, and it goes straight down through to his opposite number, Mati Kovos. This is going to be something interesting to follow during the early stages of this tournament. The drinks breaks, which we're not moaning about, by the way, they're absolutely necessary, because these players aren't robots, they're human beings in conditions like this. But this drinks break here has completely taken all of the momentum out of the game, and it did exactly the same thing in the Mexico-South Africa game earlier on in the first half.
Yeah, it can happen. I think if you're a team that's under pressure, the drinks break comes in the right time for you. But if you're a team that in the ascendancy on the front foot, it can be disappointing. And it's kind of done that to South Korea, who were dominating possession, causing all kinds of problems. It's made the game be a bit sticky at the moment. You need a bit of magic. Who's going to grab the game by the scruff of the neck?
Ball falls for Schultz, who hits it first time on the volley. That's dipping, actually. Initially, Clinton threw his arms in the air because Schultz hit one on the volley first time from about 30 yards out, and he spooned it up into the air. And then actually it wasn't as far over as we initially thought. It landed on the roof of the net, and the goalkeeper had to backtrack just to make sure.
Yeah, Schultz, I was thinking, what are you doing having a strike from there? But it had so much loop and height on it. Can we call that a shot on target? Because I'm not sure it hit the top of the net. We can't, can we? No chance.
You don't get a goal for the ball landing on the roof of the net. It needs to be lower. Pavel Schultz, 14 goals and 7 assists in his debut season with Lyon last season. 5 goals in 20 international games. That one left a little bit to be desired, even if he did have a little bit of luck. We've just been getting a look at West Ham's Thomas Souček, regular in the West Ham team last season, although for him it'll be one to forget, ending in relegation on the final day. Spurs just about staying up. West Ham, despite victory on the final day against Leeds, dropping out of the Premier League. They will play Championship football next season. We'll wait and see if Thomas Souček is going to be part of that. But he's a proper warrior player, isn't he, Souček? You know exactly what you're going to get whenever you turn up to a West Ham, or indeed this case, a Czech Republic game as South Korea have the ball in their own half.
Yeah, he's been outstanding for West Ham over the years, and yeah, a lot of people can be critical of what does he bring. He brings a lot to every team. To Czech Republic, to West Ham, he's a threat. He scores goals. He does ever so well in midfield. I like Thomas Souček. I think he's been valuable for West Ham.
12 minutes to go until half-time in the second game of the World Cup. Second game in Group A. Mexico 2, South Africa 0 earlier in the opener, which started brilliantly, as did this game. No goals, though, and as we said a few moments ago, entertainment-wise, it has completely dropped off since the drinks break. Maybe Paik, the Birmingham City player, can do something here for South Korea. Son takes over, moves the ball forward, tries to play the 1-2 that time, and it very nearly came off. Son playing a 1-2 with Lee Jae-seok, who plays for Austria Wien. That time, though, Czech Republic able to intercept, and that's the first real bit of football we've seen since the hydration break.
Yeah, Lee Jae-seok had a great opportunity to play Son. Son dropped deep, played a good 1-2 with Paik. And he should really be finding Son. Son made a really good run. It was good defending in the end, but it was an easy pass to put Son in on goal.
Yeah, foul though, and it resulted in a Czech Republic free kick. As we take towards half-time, lots being made about the fitness of the players. Doing match commentary in the middle of the night. Clinton, how are you finding it so far? I was wondering if I'd need to bring some pick and mix, but you seemed fine when you rocked up.
Nah, I'm not too bad. I'm lively to be. You know me, everyone who works with me Lee, knows I'm lively, but at these times of the morning, everyone's thinking, does Clinton ever sleep? I never sleep, so I'm all right. I knew I'd be all right at these times of the mornings.
Somebody said to me yesterday, oh, you're going to take some pick and mix to keep you awake. I said, I'm with Clinton Morrison, for goodness sake.
You don't need that. You just need... Sometimes you have to tell me to stop talking.
And I was going to say, whenever me and you work together, we always get good quality entertainment. The first quarter of this game was excellent. Needs something to bring it back into life at the moment as the ball goes out for a South Korea throw in their left back area. In fact, I think the last game us two did together was the night Manchester City went top of the table at Burnley back in April.
Yeah,
that was a decent game.
Man City was a good game. To be fair, you already said it though, South Korea don't score to the second half. So we're thinking, so basically we got to wait to the second half unless Czech Republic get one in the first half.
As soon as I wrote that stat down when I was doing my prep for this a couple of days ago, I wrote the words, 12 of their last 13 goals, South Korea, at World Cups have been scored in the second halves. I thought, please don't tell me I've jinxed it. At the moment, that is bang on
We'll get
trend.
a goal. I'm sure we'll get a goal, mate.
Ball with Krejci, plays the ball forwards for the Czech Republic, who are midway inside now the South Korea half, with Schultz, moves towards the edge of the penalty area, shows good strength to knock the opposition player off the ball there. Can the Czech Republic get a cross in here? Wide on the left though with Provod. He goes back, and now Krejci has arrived further forwards, getting everybody involved. They take the ball to the byline. Cross goes in. It's a good-looking cross towards the penalty spot. Headed down. Can Schultz get on the end of that? No, he can't. South Korea able to clear downfield. Headed back forwards by the Czech Republic. Helped on by Sofal. A little bit of head tennis at the moment. Sofal brings it down, but is accused of fouling the man who was marking him that time, and it is going to be a free kick to South Korea with 9 minutes to go until half-time, 0-0.
Yeah, it was good play down the left-hand side, and shit gets a good header into the box, but there's just not enough players in the box supporting shit when the ball comes into the box, because he's, as I said many times, that is what he's looking for, crosses into the box, but he's just backpedaling. It's a good knockdown, but there's not enough bodies into the box to cause South Korea any problems.
Sofal not happy with that decision. It did look just about right from the referee. Foul on Lee Jae-seok of Mainz. South Korea with the ball midway inside the Czech Republic, or Czechia half at the moment. They go back into the centre circle with Lee Han Bjorn. 5 Live and BBC Sounds at the 2026 World Cup. South Korea 0, the Czech Republic or Czechia 0. Ball with South Korea at the moment. Lee Kang in, using the full width of the pitch over on the far side. South Korea, as myself and Clinton have been mentioning so far in this game, certainly early on started the brighter of the two teams, looked the more likely to score. At the moment, nobody looks likely to score, and that is a worry as the ball's played forwards to Son. Dead centre, 25 yards out. Thought about having a shot, did have a shot, always rising over the crossbar. But in a game like this, which needs a moment of magic to bring it to life, Son tried to provide one there.
Yeah, he gets into little pockets and areas. It's a good ball into Son. And you can hear the crowd's excitement. As soon as he gets on it, they think something's going to happen. And he's always leaning back. It's always going over the bar. But that's where you want to see Son, in them dangerous areas or running at defenders. He's always leaning back and then going over the crossbar.
We saw it again, though, Clinton. Just
the ball.
Oh, man, it's so good.
We need to get Lee Blakeman the ball, anyone. So please, can you help him out?
Honestly,
I'm answering nicely as well.
As a football nerd, these World Cup and when we get a Euros, the different designs on them are absolutely brilliant. It just looks superb.
Yeah, it does.
As it glides through the air. Didn't look superb from Son's perspective there, because it was about 5 yards over the crossbar, but still, we'll brush over that and just admire the quality of the ball instead. Czech Republic have it amongst their back three at the moment. They give it to Ladislav Krejci of Wolverhampton Wanderers. He's the captain, season-long loan at Wolves last season, expected to join permanently for £26 million this summer. Here's Son to the edge of the area, puts in a shot. This time it's wide. Did it take a deflection? No, says the referee. He puts his hands on the back of his head, then kneels down and puts his hands on his knees. He looks disappointed in himself, because two chances in the space of 2 minutes for Son, one over the crossbar by a good few yards. This one, looking at the replay, Clinton, wide by a good few yards. He should have done better there from the edge of the D left side.
Yeah, he should have. Kim Min-jae steps in and does ever so well, wins the ball and plays it into Son. Son does well, though. It looked like when Son was at Tottenham, burst past two defenders and he gets to the edge of the box and he's trying to bend it with his left foot, doesn't get enough whip, and it always going wide of the post. But that's two good opportunities for Son at the moment, so he's slowly but surely growing into this game.
But with 5 minutes to go until half-time, it is still South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 0. But South Korea, we mentioned them moving through the gears and looking the better of the two teams early on in the first quarter of this game. Now, as we tick towards the end of the second quarter of this game, feels weird breaking a game down into quarters, but they started the half the better of the two teams, and they're ending the half the better of the two teams. South Korea with the ball inside their own half at the moment, with Lee Kang-in just passing the ball around. They have been patient in their build-up, considering early on we said they've got a reputation for being direct and not the prettiest team to watch. They have used the wide area as well. That time a ball down the centre of the field, commentators curse, looked dreadful, but the Czech Republic can't do anything with it, and South Korea will settle for a throw-in on this near side next to their head coach Hong Myung-bo. 0-0.
Yeah, you're right. I think when they first started off, South Korea, they were doing a lot of direct balls, and it was difficult for Son. He was just chasing lost causes. When they pass the ball 1 and 2 touch and get into midfield, the likes of Paik and Lee Kang-in, these are the kind of players that are going to create chances for them. They look a much better team.
Czech Republic win the ball over on the far side, their right. They work it in field to Alexander Sojka, holds off one challenge, then gets fouled, draws the free kick. Referee's kept his cards in his pockets so far. That's probably the closest we've come to somebody asking for a yellow card there, but he's refereed this game well so far, Mohamed Amin. Cards count, none whatsoever in this game. 3 reds in the opener, Clinton, earlier between Mexico and South Africa.
Yeah, but it should only have been 1 red in my opinion. I don't think the other 2 should have been a red card. So, as I said, I hope we're not talking about the World Cup, about the referees. Listen, we want the referees to ref the game well. I hope we're talking about the football. And we were in the first game, but yeah, 3 red cards in the opening game. It's a bit crazy.
You can see the highlights right now on the BBC Sport website and app. The second South African red and the Mexico red. Very, very questionable. Czech Republic free kick here, whipped in by Sofal. Poor delivery. It was midway inside the half. Didn't clear the edge of the penalty area. It might fall kindly for them on this near side, though, here, as the cross goes in. South Korea with a good header away. It's going to fall for Sofal over on the far side, wide on the right, 16 yards from the byline. In goes the cross, cleared away sideways by the Czech Republic that time, and Kim Min-jae. But here come Czech Republic again, back to Sofal. He's got 2 for company over on the far side. Czech Republic ending the first half strongly here, just trying to take a little bit of the South Korean momentum away. Czech Republic back to the right. Sofal once more. Teammate ahead of him is Provod. Provod gets there, pulls the ball back. Schultz was waiting edge of the penalty area, couldn't quite get there. South Korea able to do some last-ditch defending one more time, and it's done well here for the Czech Republic. And Zeleny cutting in from the left, put his head in where it hurts, ball stuck with him, and the Czech Republic maintained possession. Well played, Zeleny.
Zeleny's been good. He's been really good for them on the left-hand side. Got some really good balls into the box. It was his ball into the box, which is defended ever so well. He's defended well. He found it difficult in the first 5 or 10 minutes, but now he's growing into the game and he's getting forward and causing a lot of problems down that left-hand side.
That's Clinton Morrison, part of our World Cup 2026 commentary team here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. The Czech Republic still have the ball. Schultz involved once again. South Korea able to clear. Son draws a foul. Free kick to South Korea, just inside their own half, level with the edge of the centre circle. He's been involved, Son, hasn't he? He's been a little bit bitty, but I think that kind of sums up both teams in this first half. Should have done better with the chances that he's had.
Yeah, but he's the one who's getting the chances, and that's a compliment to Son. And he's making some of his own chances. The one where he drags it left foot wide, he bursts through past 2 defenders. So he's still got that yard of pace, even though he's getting older in age. He's still got that Son that we saw at Tottenham, where he could burst past defenders, and he looks sharp. It's the first time I've seen him for a long time play, and he looks really sharp so far this evening.
Mentioned earlier on, needs 2 goals to equal the South Korean goal-scoring record, already their record appearance maker. Here comes South Korea down the right with Sol Young-woo. Checks, works the ball onto his left foot, chips in the cross, wrong decision, poor delivery, cleared away by the Czech Republic. Referee allows play to continue there. So far looked like he was clattered, but play on, says Mohamed Amin. Final minute of the first half on 5 Live and BBC Sound. South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 0. South Korea moving forwards here with Paik Chung-ho of Birmingham City down the centre, works the ball to the left to Lee Jae-shok. South Korea patient in their build-up. Nice short sharp passing at times. They've not been afraid to go long when it's mattered, but also they play good football, which is easy on the eye. That's been intercepted though, and Schultz comes away for the Czech Republic, tries to run in between 2, does well, receives the ball back, runs out of space. South Korea have a throw in their right back area. Not for the first time we can accuse the Czech Republic of overplaying there, making life difficult for themselves.
And Schultz has got ability, but he hasn't showed it so far. We spoke about him before, how he can cause problems down this left-hand side, and he's been a bit poor when he's been in possession. It's not the best of balls, but he was really slow there to react, and I feel that's what's let the Czech Republic down, is in that final third. They have to be a lot better. As I said, it's a big game for both teams, and I know both teams would probably take a point, but I think 3 points is a must.
4th official standing by on the side of the field. We're about to see how many minutes we're going to have added on at the end of the first half. We'll definitely get 2 or 3 for the hydration break. Just trying to get confirmation of that. Can't quite see the 4th officials board from the view that we've got here. We haven't really had much in the way of stoppages though, Clinton, have we?
My
apart
guess
from the
would
hydration
probably be
break.
about 2 or 3 minutes. It should be.
We'll wait and see. Throw into South Korea on this near side, about 30 yards from the byline as they look to attack the Czech Republic goal. Nothing comes of it. Czech Republic able to clear the ball away. South Korea win it back in the midfield though. Hwang In-byom of Feyenoord is in there. It's the one last attack as Hwang In-byom moves the ball to his left to Lee Ji-yuk. 3 minutes added on. You don't get many things wrong, Clinton.
No, you just got to know, don't you? There's not really been loads of stoppages, has there?
Who needs balls? Clinton does it all in his head as Son comes forwards here to the edge of the area. Danger here. South Korea pull the ball back from the left towards Son, who tried to play a very, very creative 1-2. Nearly caught me out. It did catch himself out there as the cross came in from the left. He couldn't quite get on the end of it. A move that he started, tried to finish, couldn't quite do so. Ball goes out for a South Korean throw on this near side. Did he do the right thing playing the ball out to the left? Because I was teeing myself up for him to have a first-time shot.
I thought Son was going to have a first-time shot, and he did ever so well. He did play it out to the left, but when the ball comes in, he gets his feet all muddled up and can't sort his feet out quick enough. But it was good play again. But I thought when he gets into that position, Son, he gives half a yard, does the little step over, and I thought he was going to let the shot go.
90 seconds of first half stoppage time remain. South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 0. Son, on another day, if you count that chance there, he could have had a hat-trick. And they come forwards again here, South Korea, with Paik Seong-ho pulls the ball back from the byline. Good defending that time by the Czech Republic. That's as dangerous as he's looked, the Birmingham City midfielder so far. Hwang In-beom has it now in the midfield, and now Son 25 yards, 30 yards now from goal. Hwang In-beom tries the shot, always rising over the crossbar, and that, Clinton Morrison, might just be that for the first 45 in Guadalajara.
Yeah, In-beom trying to have a shot there, and I've not seen him ever score from that distance, so he's kind of like the holding midfielder who breaks it up and keeps it simple. But I think he thinks half-time's coming, why not have a shot? But yeah, South Korea again, Lee, are growing into this game. They don't want half-time.
It is one of those games that it's 0-0 as the referee gets ready to blow his whistle for half-time. It's been a good 0-0 for large parts of the game, and there have been opportunities that I think, if it wasn't these two teams' first game of the tournament, would have been taken.
Yeah, definitely. You're nervous. You're at a World Cup. It's your first game. You want to get the nerves out of you, so you get the first 45 minutes. The second half, the game should open up more.
The referee, Mohamed Amin, puts the whistle to his lips. A few boos inside the Guadalajara stadium. Keen to see which set of supporters they're from. It is 0-0 between South Korea and the Czech Republic. Son with the best of the chances by an absolute mile. We saw a good shot as well from Lee Kang-in. It's been, in terms of chances created, all South Korea, but nothing to show for it. Clinton Morrison at the break.
No, you can see Son, he's got his head down a bit because he's probably disappointed with the couple of chances that he's had, but you've got to keep believing. He's a top player. But South Korea, you're right, have been the better team. Czech Republic have been really disappointed with the quality that they've got. They haven't really created anything or tested South Korea. So, yeah, I think South Korea will be happy, but disappointed that they're not going in leading this football match.
On the Czech Republic, we made a thing of their forward line just as the teams emerged from the tunnel at the start of the game. Lucas Provod, Patrick Schick with 22 and 42 for Bayer Leverkusen this season. I've hardly said those two names at all, and the other player in that forward three, Pavel Schultz, the only time I've really said his name is when he had his shirt ripped. So the three of them not getting involved anywhere near as much as their head coach Miroslav Kobek would like.
No, definitely, and I think you make a great point. And that's where the midfield and the defence have to get better service into that front three, because they've been non-existent in this first half so far.
Half-time on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 0.
Thank you, Lee, and thank you to Clinton as well. It's half-time in the second match of the FIFA Men's World Cup, South Korea and Czech Republic, and the result, it's 0-0, and we'll come back to the game shortly. But let's get your very latest news headlines. It's 10 minutes to 4.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The voice of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
The BBC News on 5 Live. Sir Keir Starmer has lost 2 more members of his defence team after John Healey resigned as Defence Secretary earlier. The Armed Forces Minister, Al Khan's, stepped down, and Pamela Nash has quit as Parliamentary Private Secretary. The Security Minister, Dan Jarvis, will replace Mr Healey. Counter-terror police say a 14-year-old girl has been charged with 3 counts of attempted murder after a knife attack at a school in Manchester on Tuesday. 2 pupils, both aged 14 and a 27-year-old member of staff were hurt in the attack, which has not been declared a terrorist incident. Iran says it hasn't reached a final decision on a peace deal with the United States. In Tehran, the Foreign Ministry spokesperson said Iran would not compromise on its red lines. His comments came hours after President Trump claimed once again that a deal to end the current conflict was close. And climate scientists say El Niño, the weather pattern that pushes up global temperatures, has officially begun. US climate officials say warming of the tropical Pacific will strengthen in the coming months, increasing the risk of extreme weather. And as you've heard and you've been listening to, the biggest World Cup in history is underway, and it's currently halftime in the South Korea versus Czech Republic match in Mexico, which kicked off at 3 a.m. The score is currently 0-0, with both sides struggle to make chances. South Korea's Song Heung-min got close to goal, and we've got the second half coming up at around 4 a.m. here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Let's get the rest of the sports now with Molly Stevens.
Manchester City's second offer worth £120 million for Nottingham Forest midfielder Elliot Anderson has been rejected. Should they sign the England international, it would eclipse the £105 million Arsenal paid West Ham for Declan Rice in 2023 as the record transfer for an English player. Real Madrid have confirmed the reappointment of Jose Mourinho as head coach. The 63-year-old has agreed a 3-year deal and will begin work when the club returns for pre-season training on the 13th of July. Tennis and a total washout at Queen's yesterday means a stacked order of play today. The entire singles round of 16 needs to come to its conclusion, and organisers will want to get the planned quarter-finals done too, meaning many players will play twice if they win. Hoping to progress will be Brits Emma Raducanu, Harriet Dart and Katie Boulter. In F1, Mercedes driver Kimi Antonelli says he still has a lot to prove, despite the imposing championship lead he has established after just 6 races this season. The 19-year-old Italian has a 66-point lead going into this weekend's Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix. We'll have commentary of practice 1 and 2 on Sports Extra later. That before the Women's T20 Cricket World Cup gets underway as England play Sri Lanka from 6 o'clock on Sports Extra. On Sports Extra 2, we have live rugby union commentary of Northampton Saints versus Leicester Tigers in the first Prem playoff semi-final, and on Sports Extra 3, rugby league commentary of Hull Kingston Rovers versus York Knights in the Super League. Last night, Warrington Wolves went back top of the Super League table. They came from behind to beat St Helens 18-6.
The 2023 Ballon d'Or France footballer is Lionel Messi.
The winner is Cristiano Ronaldo.
This is the story of the greatest rivalry in the history of sport. A rivalry that split football into 2 fates for a generation.
There could be no, Messi and Ronaldo are both great players. There had to be one that was better.
They 100,000,000% pushed each other to the next level. We were the lucky ones who got to see it.
I'm Steve Crossman. This is Sporting Giants, Messi v Ronaldo. Listen first on BBC Sounds.
The voice of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
With Edward Adu.
Good to be with you in the hot seat for Laura McGee. In a few minutes, we'll be back to the second half of the second match of the World Cup and the game, South Korea versus Czech Republic. The score is 0-0. Both sides struggle to create chances. Song Hong-min attempted 5 shots in the first half. And meanwhile, Czech Republic striker Patrick Schick had just 7 touches. With me to go through to debrief the first half and lay the ground for the second half is football commentator and journalist Paul Serres. Paul, welcome. Both teams struggling to create clear chances in the first half.
Yeah, that's right, Ed. Yeah, good morning. It's been a while, my friend, but good to speak to you again. Yeah, very much as we expected, really, before the game. A bit of a clash of styles between these two. Korea really grew into it. That the first sort of 5-10 minutes, the Czech Republic tried to impose themselves physically on this Korean side. They managed to withstand that early pressure. And as the half developed towards half-time, Ed, they managed to create a few chances. Son Heung-min, you mentioned there, he's looked like the danger man up front for Korea. The problem for him is that he has been largely isolated in that first half, meaning whenever the ball has come to him, he's been desperate to do something. It was really when he looked, rather than to go for goal himself, he looked to bring somebody else into the play right on the cusp of half-time there, that they played a lovely 1-2, and he almost managed to get that effort away. But in that first half, I think, as we expected, Korea with more of the ball, but the Czech Republic, they look strong on the counter-attack. They haven't really shown it yet in front of goal. As you mentioned, Ed, Patrick Schick very isolated up front. Pavel Schulz, not really the impact that we would have liked to have seen so far from the Lyon player. But they do look as though they can use that strength, that physicality to maybe produce a few efforts of their own in that second half. But as you said, really, it's a tight game. It's an interesting game. And it's a much closer game than the opener that we saw earlier in the day.
I mean, you mentioned Pavel Schultz there, and he had his shirt ripped off, and I mean, I know the temperatures are a bit extreme there, and you just think, gosh, is he having like a special moment? But I mean, let's go back to South Korea and Lee Kang-in and Song Heung-min. I mean, I've got to say, they're the two players who've maybe looked most likely to score and have been trying to more or less bring a challenging factor to the game.
That's true, yeah. I mean, Lee Kang-in, for me, has been the best player on the pitch by far. He's looking to drop deep. He's looking to dictate play. It's not really the sort of role that we see from him generally at PSG and at Mallorca and at Valencia before that. He is an old-fashioned chalk on the boots sort of winger rather than that creative midfield force. But when he's dropped deep, when he's been able to find a pocket of space away from the pressure of a much bigger and a much more readily physical midfield, he has found those spaces to be able to try and pull those strings. You would expect them to try and develop that in the second half as they look for probably the goal that on the balance of play South Korea deserve at the moment.
I mean, there were two opportunities, but for South Korea, but Czech Republic giving the ball away maybe in a few areas at the moment. I mean, that seems to be not status quo, but it seems to be the vibe for them at the moment.
It is. They are a bit loose, and you know there are nerves in football, and there are nerves that we saw from South Africa earlier. This is a different kind of nervy. Both teams realise that this match is probably the match in the group that is most equal before a ball is kicked. So this is a really key match for both of these teams. It's very difficult to not qualify for the knockout stages of this bloated World Cup, Ed. But it's all about jockeying for position already to make sure that if you do make it through to the next round, you're not coming up straight away against a Brazil or a France. You've got an opportunity.
And those 3 points are much needed.
Huge. I mean, huge, yes. Absolutely massive between these two. And I think both teams will probably be disappointed with a point if that's how it ends up. I don't think it will. I think we'll see a goal. Cursed it, obviously.
You think so?
Ed. My apologies. I do, yeah. And I think Korea will just manage to get over the line in this one. Just one note that I made on that first half before we go back to Guadalajara. Vladimir Soufal, the Czech right-sided defender, it's his performance is almost a microcosm of what we've seen in that first half. When it's close, when he's able to get contact with a Korean attacker, he's dominant, he's physical, he's making it really, really difficult for the Korean players to be able to maintain possession of the ball, which is so important to them. But when it's a foot race, when there's open space and the Koreans have an opportunity to play the ball around him, he looks isolated and he looks a bit like yourself and myself, Ed. He looks like the years are catching up on him a little bit.
Speak for yourself, mate. Speak for yourself. I mean, strategically for the second half, what do you think is going to be vital for both sides?
I think Korea need to build on the last sort of 6 or 7 minutes of that first half. Lee Kang-in you need to give him the ball and let him do the damage. Son Heung-min, as he became less isolated in that first half, became more of a threat, because he had other players closer to him as Korea got on the front foot and they squeezed the space out between the lines. They were able to play that intricate passing football and to create opportunities. That's what they need to do in this second half. I'm not sure Son is going to be the guy to do it. He's too well marshalled at the moment, but he will have a big say in this second half, no doubt about it.
And the heat, I mean, when you're talking about the weather, the climate is a major factor to this game and other games. What do you think will happen over the next 45 minutes?
Well, it's been quite cagey, hasn't it? It hasn't really been a basketball type match up and down, end to end. So I'm not sure that the weather, particularly at this time of the evening, will provide a huge issue. Certainly not for these two teams and the pace of the game so far. I just think it's whoever is able to isolate those chances and it's going to take a goal, I think, to win this game, Ed. And whoever is able to do that first, you'd have to think that they will go on to take all 3 points. But I mean, it's one of those games. This is the beautiful thing about it, Ed.
It's a brilliant game. And Paul, we got to go back. Appreciate your time, my friend, Paul Serras. And it's the second half. It's South Korea versus Czech Republic on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. And let's go back to Lee Blakeman and Clinton Morrison.
Thank you, Ed. The South Korea players in a huddle just next to the centre circle at the moment. Both teams back out on the field. I can see a couple of the Czech players just having a chat. It was interesting what we were hearing there, Clinton, at half-time. Basically, the comment was, whoever scores the first goal will probably go on to win it. I would agree if that's South Korea. You would think if the Czech Republic scored first, South Korea are the team who've got more creativity, more ability to come back from behind, based on what we've seen so far anyway.
Yeah, for me at the moment, it looks like there's only one team that wants to win this game, and that's South Korea at the moment. But if Czech Republic did take the lead, it'd be interesting to see how South Korea react. And, you know, they've got players that can come off the bench and make a big impact. I think Czech Republic, if they take the lead, they wouldn't change. They'll still be in their defensive block, trying to play on the counter-attack. But you want to see more from Czech Republic in the second half league. It's the World Cup. Don't go out on a whimper, and I know it's only the first game because they won't go out on a whimper, but go and attack South Korea and cause them problems.
You mentioned it earlier, Clinton, as we were getting towards half-time. Nerves look to be a factor. Certainly from the Czech Republic's point of view, they were very cagey, very reticent to get forwards as South Korea get ready and now indeed do get this second half underway. They need to just let the nerves go and play with the freedom, the Czech Republic.
Yeah, they need to do that. And they've got experience. They've got a lot of players that have got loads of caps as well. So the experienced players need to help some of the younger players that have just come in and around this squad, because there is a lot of experience in the Czech Republic team. But yeah, it was disappointing from them in the first half. But at the same time, they didn't concede, so they'll be happy.
4 minutes past 9 in the evening in the Guadalajara Stadium. 4 minutes past 4, Friday morning across the UK. It's 5 Live and BBC Sounds with Game 2 of 104 at the 2026 World Cup. We're back underway for the second half. South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 0. Former Republic of Ireland Clinton Morrison, international that is, and myself, Lee Blakeman, very much not an international footballer. Your commentary team here. Son, just thinking about starting to rise in the United Kingdom. I'm trying to think if I've ever been on the radio, ever, 4 in the morning. An election, possibly, and that is about it. I've certainly never been commentating football at this time.
I'm telling you, I've never been on the radio at this time. I'm usually dreaming and sleeping.
You're still bringing the energy, though, Clinton.
You have to bring the energy. You have to. I'll always bring the energies at any time of the day.
Czech Republic go long from their goalkeeper. The ball falls for South Korea in the midfield. Worked to the right. Lee Kang-in, who was excellent for South Korea in the first half, trying to make something happen at the start of the second. I mentioned a few moments ago, it looks like the two head coaches, Hong Myung-bo and Miroslav Kobek, haven't made any changes during the interval. If any manager is going to, you'd think it would be Kubek for the Czech Republic, who's going to give this 10 minutes before thinking about shaking things up.
Yeah, definitely. And South Korea could make changes as well, because they've got good attacking players that can come on and make a difference. But in the first half, they were the most likely. You want to just see a big improvement from Czech Republic in the second half.
The names that jump out, if you've joined us late, by the way, in the South Korea team, Son Heung-min, Los Angeles, but very, very well known for his time at Spurs, of course. Birmingham's Paik Seung-ho is in the midfield. You've got Kim Min-jae of Bayern Munich at the heart of the South Korean back three, and Lee Kang-in, who I mentioned a few moments ago, for PSG, is wide on the right of the South Korean front three. As far as the Czech Republic are concerned, West Ham's Thomas Souček's in the midfield. Ladislav Krejci, the captain, is playing left side of their back three. And up top, Patrick Schick, 22 goals in 42 games for Bayer Leverkusen next season. He's supported by Slavia Prague's Lucas Provod and Pavel Schulz of Lyon. Czech Republic with the first corner of the second half. Sofel with an in-swinger. In it goes. It's a decent delivery. It's not been dealt with at the back by South Korea. Eventually it will be played away by Hwang In-beom, and it falls for Son in the midfield. He's got 4 Czech Republic players around him, though. We didn't see that at all in the first half. That's clearly been a message at half-time. Don't give them so much time in possession, because Sion, in no time, they were like flies all around him then, Clinton.
Yeah, and they have to be, because you can't give players that much time and space like they did in the first half, because they nearly got punished.
So the Czech Republic with the first corner of the second half. It's the best one we've seen in the game so far. 0-0 South Korea and the Czech Republic on 5 Live and BBC Sound. South Korea with the ball inside the centre circle. Worked forwards here. What can they make happen from the left with Lee Ji-yuk? Works the ball back in field to Lee Jae-sung of Mainz. He looked decent in the first half. And now it's Hwang In-beom again in the midfield. South Korea playing good football here. Hwang In-beom with the shot. It's parried and it can't be put in on the rebound by Lee Jae-sung. That, the best chance of the second half so far. One of the best chances of the game. Goalkeeper got away with one because he parried out the initial shot straight into the danger area, and Lee Jae-sung was unable to capitalise.
No, you're right. Lee Jae-sung reacted quick. Beong is the one who has the shot, and Cover makes a good save, and then it's his second reaction, and you're thinking, can he go and pull it in? But I think the second save is better than the first save. But it's another good start from South Korea, but a really good double save.
Did really well there, didn't he? Matti Kovář won the Eredivisie with PSV last season. That's brought this second half into life, because down the other end now, here come the Czech Republic. Good looking move by Lukas Provod, eventually stopped in his stride. South Korea able to get back, recover, ball goes out for a throw, but that was a big opportunity there for South Korea, which we've got to get another look at. It was Hwang In-beom with the initial shot, good save Kovář, and then Lee Jae-sung. It was excellent defending to stop him getting what would surely Clinton have been a tap in from 6 yards out.
Yeah, In-beom gets in there because he usually sits, and we saw him have a shot in the first half, went way over the bar, but it's a good strike. And it's a really good save, to be fair. Really positive save, because he hasn't really had much to do, and he's managed to keep it out the back of his net.
Here comes South Korea again on the attack with Son down the centre. Needs 2 to equal the South Korean goal-scoring record. If you've just joined us, as South Korea move into the penalty area this time with Lee Jae-sung again. And again, he couldn't quite get it right in the final part of that move. Easy for Kovář to claim in the end, but like they did early in the first half, here early in the second, they're moving through the gears, South Korea.
Yeah, Lee Jae-sung was coming to the game. He was a bit quiet in the second half. It was all about Song and Lee Kang-in, but now he's slowly but surely coming into the game, and they have a lot of good players like say Yang and Wang that are on the bench, Wolverhampton and Celtic, that can come on and change this game for South Korea. So they've got attacking options, but they've started the second half positive again.
Yeah, Hwang Hee-chan is on the bench. Yom Ji-sung of Swansea City. And from a personal perspective, we cannot forget Stoke City's Bae Jun-ho. As Song comes forwards down the centre for South Korea to the edge of the area. Opportunity here again for Lee Jae-sung. Again, defender on him in a flash. Again, the interception is made. And now South Korea will come forwards once more. Every time they get into the final third, you can see the tactics from their manager or head coach Hong Myung-bo. It is get it to Son. He is the magic man, and see if he can provide something. He could have had a hat-trick in the first half. Things not falling for him so far in the second, of which we've had 6.5 minutes, and they're definitely not falling for Lee Jae-sung either.
No, they've started well though, and that's the positive. They continued, and it takes a moment, but you need to work the goalkeeper a lot more than they were doing in the first half. But they've done that in the second half. They have to keep going, keep progressing, and try and get that first goal.
South Korea come forwards once more, down the left, this time with Paik Seung-ho of Birmingham City. That's a foul in the midfield, surely, on Lee Jae-sung. Yes, says the referee, Mohamed Amin from Egypt. And South Korea will have a free kick to the left of centre, midway inside the Czech Republic half of the field. We've just had a close-up on Thomas Souček. He is absolutely pouring with sweat, the West Ham midfielder. It was 24 degrees when the game kicked off, 8 o'clock local time. It's now 11 minutes past 9 at night in Guadalajara. Lots being made of the weather in this tournament, in the build-up to it, and lots being made of ticket pricing. Rick Edwards is going to be on from 6 o'clock live from LA with 5 Live breakfast. You have a feeling that the empty seats that we're seeing a lot of in the Guadalajara stadium will be one big talking point from this game, because on the pitch it's 0-0, but certainly when it comes to the seating, Clinton, lots of them evident.
Well, it's the biggest major tournament in a World Cup, and you've got a lot of empty seats, which is strange. I don't expect every ground, because there's some big stadiums there, to be totally packed, but we know people are struggling financially, and the ticket prices are too high at the moment. It's ridiculous. You want to see at a World Cup, you want to see stadiums full.
I heard somebody say the other day the prices are that high, people won't pay it.
don't blame them.
The point is, people can't pay it.
Yeah, it's not they won't. It's they can't afford to pay.
It's become unaffordable to watch some of these games, and certainly people making their feelings known about the ticket prices because there are so many empty seats inside the ground. 8.5 minutes gone in the second half, goalless between South Korea and the Czech Republic here on 5 Live and BBC Sound. Lee Kang-in of PSG works the ball back to Kim Min-jae of Bayern Munich for South Korea. They're playing out from the back at the moment. South Korea dominating possession, dominating chances created early in this second half. That's a good ball forwards from the back. Heavy first touch though that time by Son. Sees the ball get away from him. Czech Republic can intercept. They have offered nothing since the break so far. Son moves the ball into the centre circle. Lee Kang-in gets hold of it now on the edge of it as he moves forwards. Ball to the right this time to Hwang In-beom. South Korea by far and away the better of the two teams, but in terms of the scoreline, nothing whatsoever to show for it so far. South Korea playing in an 11th consecutive World Cup, 12th in total, their best ever run 2002 when they got to the semi-finals, lost to Germany, having beaten Spain and Italy en route. You'll remember that very well, Clinton. 2002 World Cup, you were there.
Yeah, definitely. I do remember it very well. So yeah, I do remember that, and it was a special one for me, and it also was a good tournament that year as well.
Don't hate me. I remember watching it in high school.
I know, it makes me feel so old.
Nathan, who's producing it, was his first footballing memory.
I know, I couldn't believe it.
Ball in the midfield area as it's worked through to Son. Chance here for South Korea. Son through on goal. Good save by Matti Kovář. The goalkeeper did really well, not only to make the block, but to force Son a little bit wide, narrowed the angle, and he hit it straight into the goalkeeper's chest. He was onside too.
Yeah, Kovář does well, but Son will be disappointed. He doesn't get enough lift on it. Once it's a good little ball around the corner, and look, his touch, he goes away from goal, Son, instead of going to goal. But once he gets in there, he's got to dink it a bit higher. But Kovář with a really good save. You've got to give him credit. Everything he had to do so far, Kovář, he's done it ever so well. But Son he's slowly but surely getting there, isn't he?
11 minutes gone in the second half, 0-0. South Korea with their first corner. Son to take. It's going to be an in-swinger from the South Korea left. He's got 7 red shirts to try and aim for, either in the centre or on the 18-yards line. In goes the ball, headed away sideways across goal by the Czech Republic. Is it going to fall for Lee Han-beom over on the far side? He will settle for the throw instead. Not the worst delivery we've seen from a set piece so far in this game there from Son, who, I mean, now we've been mentioning a few times that he's too shy of the South Korean goal-scoring record. I mean, he could be too clear of it. He could have 4 in this game. That one really, really clear-cut as South Korea have the ball from the throw over on the far side, their right. Hwang In-beom in the midfield, keeps it moving. Lee Ji-yuk, and now on this near side, it's Lee Jae-shok. All of them getting a touch of the ball, but the Czech Republic have done well here because they were in all kinds of trouble and they forced South Korea back into their own half. Yes, semi-finalists in the World Cup that they co-hosted South Korea back in 2002 along with Japan. Unbeaten in 6 qualifiers to make it through to the 2026 World Cup. South Korea, they scored 40 goals along the way, conceded just 8. 11 wins and 5 draws, so did really well in qualifying. Goals were free-flowing. Here, I mean, they could be more free-flowing than they have been. It's goalless, but they could have, we just said there, Son could have 4 on his own. Here comes Schultz for the Czech Republic down the other end, right side of the penalty area. He's got 2 for company, works the ball to Sofel. First time cross from him, right-footed, high, towards the back post. South Korea able to head the ball out for a throw. Good defending by Sol Hyung-woo that time at the back post.
Yeah, Woo does ever so well at the back post, but Sofel's ball in. Vladimir Sofel, he's got good quality. He's too loopy and too much height on it. He's got to whip that into a danger area and get his strikers to attack him.
Especially when he had time to take a touch as well, as the throw comes in from the far side. Cross will come in the second time. Glancing header. I think that was Sheik who was going for it with the glancing header. It was Souček actually who got the touch on that, as we just get a glimpse of Gianni Infantino, who's watching this game inside the Guadalajara stadium. You wonder what he makes of all the empty seats as Sofal gets ready to send in this long throw, and it's headed in, and the Czech Republic are ahead. Sofal with the long throw, and the header has gone in from the captain, Ladislav Krejci of Wolverhampton Wanderers. He's mocked by his teammates. Czech Republic's first goal at the 2026 World Cup is scored by their captain, completely against the run of play. South Korea 0, Czech Republic 1.
Yeah, and they're a threat. As we said it, the most likely they were going to score is from a set piece. And you get punished by South Korea. You get punished. You miss so many chances, and they get one opportunity. And Krejci wants it the most. It's a good long throw from Vladimir Sufal, and Krejci's the one who wants it, and he's just run unopposed, attacks it, and heads it into that past the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. It's a brilliant header, brilliant, well-worked goal, and that's what Czech Republic like. They like their set pieces, long throw, but you cannot let him have that run. But they might check it, because if you can see someone's right in the middle of the goalkeeper, I think it might be Schick, who's standing right in front of the goalkeeper. I don't think he saves it.
It's Lucas Provod who's standing in an offside
but I don't think
position.
I don't think he impedes the goalkeeper, Provod, where he's right in front of him, Provod. I don't think he impedes him. I think he can see it the whole way. If it goes to the right-hand side of the goalkeeper, then Provod is in his line of vision.
I mean, South Korea can't really moan about any decision from the officials when they've allowed Krejci, check clear, by the way, when they've allowed Krejci to ghost into the penalty area from a throw, completely unmarked, for a free header 6 yards out, which he powered past Kim Seung-ju as we hit the hour mark in Guadalajara as Route 1, as you like, against the run of play completely. And now South Korea have got it all to do as they trail in this game by 1-0. We said just at the start of the second half, the first goal would be key, but if Czech Republic got it, South Korea are the team you would back more out of the two to come from behind, and that is what they've got to do now with half an hour to go plus stoppage time, Clinton.
They do, but one thing Czech Republic will do is they'll sit back now. They'll take this 1-0 and just sit back and soak up the pressure. Now South Korea, and people were complaining the way they want to play, their style of play. Now they need to get the ball down 1 and 2 touch and create more chances.
Here comes South Korea moving forwards with Lee Jae-sung, works the ball to the right. South Korea now chasing this game, which they've dominated in terms of possession and chances created. Cross comes in, header towards the goalkeeper, straight at the goalkeeper, and Mati Kovář will deal with those all day. Not enough on it that time from Lee Jae-sung. South Korea down the other end. They go long. Chasing after the ball is Lucas Provod. Goalkeeper comes out of his penalty area left side, clears into the centre circle. Schultz's first touch was nearly a tackle. Ball was about 5 yards away from him. Czech Republic have it on the halfway line. 61 played then in Guadalajara. South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 1, as Sofal plays the ball forwards, and the Czechs could be in for a second here. Couldn't make it stick up top that time though, and the ball carries all the way through to Kim Seung-ju, who will be fuming with his defenders, Clinton, because the defending from that throw and was so poor.
It's basic. You cannot let Krejci make his run from distance unopposed and get a free header. It's basic defending. You wouldn't need, if an under-15s or under-16s team were conceding goals like that, you'd be disappointed, especially not someone who's at a World Cup doing that.
Substitution is going to get made here. Lee Jae-sung is going to make way for South Korea, and coming on to take his place is going to be Wolves' Hwang Hee-chan. 3 goals for Wolves last season. His last, though, was on January the 3rd, so it's been a bit of time since he found the back of the net, Hwang Hee-chan, but he's got 28 minutes plus stoppage time here, Clinton, to try and make a difference.
Yeah, and he's a threat. He wants to run in behind. He's got pace. He can cause problems, and yeah, I thought there would be a couple of changes from South Korea, to be fair, because now they're chasing and they need to get as much attacking players on the pitch as possible.
South Korea 0, Czech Republic 1, as South Korea are awarded a free kick on the edge of their own penalty area. I just saw a stat flash up a few moments ago, and this indicates just how against the run of play the goal has come. South Korea, 4 attempts on target, Czech Republic just the 1, and that is the one that counts. The Czech Republic here get ready to make a triple change. They are going to bring on Adam Hlošek, Michal Sadalek and Thomas Hoary as a triple change. They're bringing on 9, 18 and 19 here, so plenty of substitutions being made following the goals here. Provod is one of the players who's going to go off for the Czech Republic, so he will make way. Not had the impact that he would have liked, Clinton, the Slavia Prague man, Lucas Provod. It's been quiet.
No, yeah, he has. And Schick's gone off as well, to be fair. But Provod in particular has been quiet. But you're surprised with Schick. But I suppose when you've got the 1-0 lead, Lee, I think what Czech Republic are looking at is we have what we have, and can we hang on to it?
Thomas Hory, one of the players to come on, spelt Chory, pronounced Hory. He's on. Adam Hlošek is on, and Michal Sadalek, the 3 players to come on for the Czech Republic manager Miroslav Kubek, with 25-ish minutes to go in Guadalajara. Czech Republic leading this game by 1-0. Have South Korea got what it takes, Clinton, as we were saying earlier on?
They've got the ability, but I feel since Czech Republic have scored, it's gone a bit flat, South Korea. It's kind of knock the stuffing out of them, really. And Czech Republic have probably grown from scoring the goals. I always look at Czech Republic and watch them and think they beat my country, Republic of Ireland, and knocked us out on penalties, and it could have been Republic of Ireland playing against South Korea. But these things happen, and credit to Czech Republic. But so far, they've been good in the second half.
Not that you're holding a grudge, or
No, never.
Adam Hlošek is on then for the Czech Republic, one of those 3 to come on. He plays up top for Hoffenheim, playing at his first World Cup. Only played 5 times, though, for Hoffenheim last season. So he's come on as part of that triple change, which saw Lucas Provod and Patrick Schick as 2 of the players to go off for Miroslav Kubek, making a bit of history himself, the Czech Republic head coach in this game, 74 years old. He becomes the oldest coach in World Cup history, taking over from Hugo Bross of South Africa, who held that title for a few hours earlier on tonight as South Africa lost 2-0 to Mexico at the brilliant Azteca Stadium. That just looked absolutely brilliant. Did you see any of it in the Azteca earlier on?
Yeah, I did. It looked a brilliant atmosphere, and Mexico looked really good. Got good attacking players that will cause problems at this tournament.
South Korea on the attack here with Lee Kang-in, cuts in from the right on his left foot, turns the full 360 because he's got 2 Czech Republic players, now 3, one of which is Adam Hlošek, in his face. South Korea keeping the ball, 24 minutes to go now. Ladislav Krejci of Wolves with the goal that separates the 2 teams. If you're just waking up and joining us here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, South Korea 0, the Czech Republic 1 in the second game of the World Cup, second game in Group A. Mexico, as I say, winning the other one earlier against South Africa by 2-0. It was a great listen with Chris Sutton and John Murray. 2 more games to come in the next 24 hours, let's just say that to keep the time periods very simple here on 5 Live. We've got Canada against Bosnia-Herzegovina. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff tonight. Kelly Cates with the build-up from 7, and then it's a 2 a.m. kickoff for the USA against Paraguay. Again, live on 5 Live and BBC Sounds with Sue Smith and Jonathan Pearce. It's in the midfield with South Korea and Hwang Hee-chan. He moves the ball to Paik Seung-ho. Passing the ball around in the midfield at the moment, South Korea not really going anywhere with it. They try the through ball this time. Opportunity for 1-1. Shot's going to go in and it's going to go over the line. And South Korea are level. It's Hwang In-byom with the goal. And the South Korea players pour onto the pitch. The fans are going crazy in the stands in the Guadalajara Stadium. Hwang In-byom with an equaliser as we approach the midway point of the second half. South Korea 1, the Czech Republic 1.
Yeah, In-byom, he's the one in the second half. I thought the first half he was more of a holding, but he's the one who gets forward. It's a really good goal, though, Lee, because I was thinking they were keeping the ball for long periods and couldn't really break Czech Republic down. But once it slipped into him, the composure he shows to chop, he can shoot with his left foot, he chops it back onto his right foot, and it's a composed finish, and it just rolls over the line before Krejci can clear it. But really good play, really good ball. Really good ball from Lee Kang into him, and once he chops back onto his right foot, it's a fantastic finish, and it's what they deserve. South Korea, they have been the better team, but the little chop that he brings back onto his right foot, he sells the defender, he sells the goalkeeper, and it's a really good finish. He just scoops it over him and into that far corner.
That was key, wasn't it, Clinton, as he worked it from his left foot onto his right, checked it, not a lot of power on the finish as he just lofted the ball in. Krejci, the goal scorer for the Czech Republic, tried to get there, couldn't. He dealt with a shirt pull well as well there, Hwang In-beom, as he got the shot away. Krejci couldn't get the ball before it went over the line, and South Korea now are level. Wild scenes from all of their players who were warming up on the touchline, and the coaching staff. They all poured onto the pitch. It meant a lot to them, that goal, and we're level in Guadalajara at 1-1 as South Korea now get ready to make another change. They're going to bring on Oh Jun-yu. So Oh Jun-yu is coming on, and the player who's going to make way is Lee Jae-shok. And also Son is going off here. So Son is going to be replaced. So Son and Lee Jae-suk are the players to go off. And we're going to see Hyung-ju, and I think Yom Ji-sung was the other player there, the Swansea man, who's just made his way onto the field for the final quarter of this match. So for Swansea City, Yom Ji-sung, 3 goals in 48 appearances for Swansea last season, playing in his first World Cup. He comes on, but most noticeably, Clinton, they're level at 1-1, South Korea, and the person you'd turn to as we go to a hydration break, the person you'd normally turn to for a winner, Son, the player who the head coach has decided to take off.
Yeah, a bit strange that, to be fair. Looking at, he's the captain, he's your leader, he's your talisman, and I'm surprised he's taking him off. But you know what? He believes in his bench. The conditions are hot. It's probably and they've got that equaliser, so he's thinking we can go on and win it. But I am surprised that Son's gone off the pitch. But it's an opportunity for someone to come on and be the hero.
So Oh Hyun-ju of Besiktas is the other player to come on. Spent 2 years at Celtic a few years ago. The head coach for South Korea, Hong Myung-bo, just getting into his players on this near side as they take on more drinks. What we don't want to see here, and again, we will caveat this comment by saying these players, they're not robots, they're human beings. Given the temperatures, 24 degrees when this game kicked off local time, 8 o'clock at night. Sweltering temperatures, drinks breaks, very important. The one in the first half killed the game for about 15 minutes though when it restarted.
Yeah, it did, but that's why I said it earlier on, the substitutions are going to be so crucial to this game, because no one can keep playing at this temperature and keep running to that kind of capacity, and the bench have come on and made big differences so far. But yeah, this drinks break, we need the drinks break. You need to refuel. I think it's bigger for Czech Republic now because they've just conceded, so the manager can have a few words to say. But we're watching opportunities now where Son, he's had a few chances though this evening. You're right, he could have had a hat-trick, and he comes away with not scoring a goal at the moment. But you know, there'll be other games in the tournament for Son.
Son, yeah, could have had a hat-trick, maybe even more than that on another day. But it is for South Korea, Hwang In-beom, who had one opportunity and took it a few moments ago. Great through ball that he got on the end of left side of the penalty area, worked it from his left foot onto his right, and nobody could do anything to stop his lofted ball from trickling over the line. So we're set as we go into the final quarter of this game in Guadalajara at South Korea 1, the Czech Republic 1. And I'll be honest with you, Clinton, I was going to say this, I think I did say this actually, when the Czech Republic scored. The only team I could see scoring at that point was South Korea.
No, you did, and
that is still the case.
Yeah, and you said if it was South Korea that took the lead, you didn't think Czech Republic would come back. You were spot on with what you called.
You did think that if the Czech Republic were somehow the side to go ahead, South Korea would be the team that have got more about them, more options in their squad to turn this game around. They've not turned it around at the moment, but they are back level. Referee from Egypt is Mohamed Amin. He's getting ready to restart this game following the hydration break for the final quarter of this game. Just seen a concerned Thomas Souček just on camera in the centre circle for the Czech Republic. His side did lead, but we're now level at 1-1 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as the South Korea goalkeeper Kim Seung-kyu launches the ball downfield, and it sticks straight away with the Swansea man Yom Ji-sung getting his first touch. South Korea go forward, nobody on the end of that ball that time, which was played forwards by Lee Han-beom of FC Midtjylland, and it goes behind for a Czech Republic goal kick. The next goal in this game is the key one. Ladislav Krejci, we've just seen a glimpse of there, got the first for the Czech Republic. Hwang In-beom bringing South Korea level 8 minutes later. Can either side go on to get a winner? Mexico winning the opening 2-0 earlier on against South Africa. Which way is it going to go, Clinton?
Oh, it's a difficult one because they've made these changes now, South Korea. I want to see how it improves them, or if it doesn't improve them, if it weakens them. But it should improve them because they've got fresh legs on. And you're thinking Czech Republic now, they want another set piece because they've looked their most frightening. But then they've took off their front two as well. It's Schick, their main goal scorer. He's gone off the pitch and they brought on fresh legs as well. So someone from the bench could come on and play a hero.
It was a dodgy first touch by the South Korean goalkeeper there, Kim Seong-ju. I thought the ball was going to roll across his own goal line at first. Now a South Korean player has been clattered in the midfield. That looks like it's Lee Kang-in who's gone down. He's holding his right ankle and he looks to be in some discomfort as well. One apiece then, South Korea and the Czech Republic on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. It is Lee Kang-in who just got caught by Ladislav Krejci that time. He's gone down, looks to be in some real pain. Referee isn't reaching for his pockets though. In fact, unlike the referee in the Mexico-South Africa game earlier on who sent off 3 players, this referee hasn't reached for his pocket at all so far in this game.
He's reffed it ever so well. He's made it about the players and not about himself. So I feel like the first game we're talking about the referee sending 3 players off. I understand that one of the red cards was 100% a red card, but not the other 2 in my opinion.
Wolves' Hwang Hee-chan has the ball in the midfield for South Korea, who go back to their goalkeeper once again. And again, his first touch is very, very questionable. Lets it roll behind him and very nearly, under pressure, allowed it to roll over his line. He's looking very, very casual, is Kim Seong-ju.
You're right. Too casual, to be fair. Especially, you'd be nervous. And we've said it many a times with goalkeepers playing out from the back. Everyone wants to play out from the back nowadays. Sometimes you're just not good enough to play out from the back.
You wonder if that will start to phase away even more with the Pep Guardiola era at Manchester City coming to an end. He was the trendsetter, wasn't he? We'll wait and see how things change in the Premier League without him next season. Still no updates, of course, on the Manchester City managerial situation as Czech Republic play the ball long and high downfield. Will it stick with Adam Hlošek up top? Not quite. Czech Republic trying to hold on to the ball, looking to try and draw a free kick there. Tomáš Souček comes away with the ball in the midfield. We have got 18 minutes to go plus stoppage time. South Korea 1, the Czech Republic 1 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as the Czech Republic win a free kick for a foul on Hlošek. Edge of the penalty area, left side. Sun just rising across the UK. It is 4:35 in the morning, 9:35 local time in Guadalajara. If you are just switching on, hello, good morning. It is Clinton Morrison, former Republic of Ireland international, and myself, Lee Blakeman, your commentary team. And we've been a very happy commentary team, Clinton, haven't we, watching this one, which has been, for the most part, a really entertaining watch.
Yeah, it has. And yeah, you've got to be entertaining. When you're commentating at this time of the day, you've got to be entertaining and lively. And we have tried to entertain everyone. And the game's entertained us. In particular, in the second half, we've had 2 goals. And I do believe we might get a winner as well, Lee.
That's what we were saying pre-match. Clinton Morrison brings the entertainment, don't you, Clinton?
Yeah, I try my best.
Free kick to the Czech Republic, 20 yards from the byline. Vladimir Sofal, as he has been doing all evening / night / morning, stands over it with his right foot, but it could be a left-footed delivery too. South Korea with everybody back defending this set piece. Sofal leaves it, cross goes in, and it's headed in! It's headed in by Tomáš Souček, who puts the Czech Republic back in front. He dances away with a massive smile on his face, but the offside flag has gone up on this near side, and that smile is quickly erased from the face of Tomáš Souček. Offside given by the assistant referee. It will, of course, be checked by VAR.
Yeah, he's offside.
Oh, it's close, but he's off.
It's a knee, he's offside. Souček, I think the linesman makes the right decision. He's a bit late to pull it up, but Souček does look offside. But they get away with one, South Korea. They do get away with one there because they've not defended the set pieces nowhere near good enough. And I was just about to say, I bet the manager's gutted now. He's took Son off the pitch when he doesn't really have that threat going forward. But yeah, it's the right decision. The right decision from the linesman.
There you go. Just as I said, we'd bring you the entertainment. Look what happens.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good header from Souček, and it was his famous celebration which he spins around. But no, the linesman gets the correct call then.
Oh, you've never seen a facial expression change so much in your life, by the way. He went spinning around, dancing away, ran past the assistant referee, whose flag up was very late, by the way. And as soon as he looked at the assistant referee, Czech went from looking the happiest person inside the Guadalajara stadium to having a face like thunder. And we are still at 1-1 between South Korea and the Czech Republic in Group A with 12 minutes to go plus stoppage time. South Korea on the attack here into the penalty area with Hwang right side, sends in a cross, flicked header away by the Czech Republic. Are they going to settle for the throw? No, the Swansea man Yom Ji-sung keeps the ball in play on this near side, the left. Into the penalty area he goes, sends it across towards the back post. They're queuing up over on the far side. Cross is going to come back in, looking for Hwang, claimed by goalkeeper Mati Kovars. Takes the cross at its height. Poor cross, really.
Yeah, and they brought a centre forward on. He's not really going to have an impact on the game, to be fair. Yom's been good on the left-hand side. Definitely. Lee Kang-in has been outstanding. He was the one that just had dancing feet there that put a good ball into the box. But I wouldn't have took Son off. I would have left him on. He's the threat, and he looked the most likely at the moment. I might be wrong, and he might come on and score a winner, but I just wouldn't have done that.
No, they brought on in Son's place Oh Hyun-ju, and you just think, I mean, it's an impossible task, isn't it, to replace the record South Korean caps holder as the ball's played over the top here. Chance for South Korea to score, and they have, and it's the man who's replaced Son right on cue, who's got the goal. Oh Hyun-ju, as the cross come in from the right, he played the shot across goal, and it went into the far side of the net, and the substitute has completed the turnaround for South Korea. Czech Republic with a goal disallowed 1 minute, South Korea scoring down the opposite end the next, and with 10 minutes to go, it is South Korea 2, Czech Republic 1.
I told you Lee would come on and score the winner. It's always commentators' curse, isn't it? I just didn't think he would be a threat, but you know what? Credit to him. It's a great ball from Peck over the top. He's onside, and it's a good ball into the box, and he's the first one to react. He gets across his defender, and it's a good finish. With his weak foot, left foot, really good finish. I know it hits the goalkeeper and deflects it, but he's in there, in and around the 6-yard box, and it's a fantastic finish, and it's an even better ball into the box, but really good finish.
He was just running onto that brilliant cross from Peck, and he was able to get his left foot on the 6 yards line, sliced it across goal. Oh Hyun-ju. Well, who needs Son?
Yeah, who needs Son?
That's what we were saying.
And this is why me and you are sat here and we're not a manager. Well, I'm not a manager because you didn't say it, I said it.
I was going to say I won't be a manager because I'm nowhere near being qualified. But still, Hong Myung-bo, the South Korean coach, is qualified. And he has made a good change under pressure because there were boos at half-time with the game at 0-0. Son had plenty of chances. We mentioned earlier, could have scored 4 times in this game. Didn't. Manager, big gamble, took off his big name player, replaced him with Oh Hyun-ju, who's come on and had an impact by putting South Korea in front. They lead the Czech Republic by 2-1. If you are just waking up, by the way, hello, good morning, it's 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Czech Republic led this game through Krejci just before the hour mark, but then Hwang In-byom equalised on 67 for South Korea, and Oh Hyun-ju with that goal with 10 minutes to go to put South Korea in front a few moments ago. Czech Republic with a throw on this near side to be taken by Sofal. It's a long throw in towards the 6 yards area. It's going to get put into the back post. Good save by the goalkeeper Kim Jong-ju to deny Hlošek that chance at the back post. That was a save on the line, and he gets high fives from his teammates all around him. What a big chance for Hlošek to make it 2-2.
Kim Jong-ju, it's a fantastic save. Hlošek thinks he scored, and I think he scored. He comes into no man's land in the first place, but he makes up for it with a really good save. Hlošek will be disappointed he's not equalised, but it's a fantastic save. What a game we have in the second half.
Corner to the Czech Republic. In it goes across the 6 yards line. The referee's seen something in there, though, that he doesn't like. And the corner, is it going to get retaken? No, he's given a free kick to South Korea. Nothing doing from the corner. It was a poor one anyway. We're just having another look at that chance for Hlošek. Put in a shot, went through the defender's legs in front of goalkeeper Kim Jong-ju, who made the save low down, went for it with his feet, eventually got his right hand to it, and he was obstructed massively by Sol Young-woo in front of him. Excellent, excellent piece of goalkeeping for the man who plays his club football for FC Tokyo.
It's a brilliant save. It doesn't look the most spectacular, but you know what he's done? He's kept it out. He's managed to get across the goal line and do ever so well. If I was playing, it'd make me nervous, him behind me, but he made a big, crucial save, and that could help his team to get 3 points, because as much as we talk about the attacking areas, at the other end, he's made one vital, outstanding save.
Substitutions being made all over the place here. South Korea are bringing on Park Jin-shob, and they're also bringing on Kim Jin-ju from Yeonbuk Hyundai Motors. He's coming on. The players to make way involve Hwang In-byom of Feyenoord and Paik from Birmingham. So those two going off. So that's all 5 changes now made by South Korea. Substitutions just flying in. Both managers allowed to make 5. And now a 4th is being made for the Czech Republic as well here. So Czech Republic are going to bring on Mojmír Hytil of Sparta Prague. 14 goals in 37 Sparta Prague games last season, playing at his first World Cup. But Mojmír Hytil comes on for the final 6 minutes plus stoppage time in Guadalajara. He needs to have a kind of impact that replicates his club form.
Yeah, definitely he does. He needs to have an impact. He's brought him on because they're struggling at the moment, even though they are creating chances. But again, they're creating chances from set piece. And I do believe we will get another big opportunity. Can they take it? And that opportunity did come a minute ago, but it's a really good save. Really good save by Kim Seung-ju to deny Hlošek with that chance. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. South Korea 2, the Czech Republic 1. Is there one more goal in this game? The Czech Republic are trying their best. They've thrown everything they can at it from the side of the pitch. It's now down to the players left on it to try and have an impact to avoid them losing their first World Cup game that they've played since 2006, their first World Cup for 2 decades, and at the moment it's going to get off, despite them leading earlier, to a losing start here. Mexico winning the first game of the tournament, South Korea leading in the second. The ball's with Sofal for the Czech Republic on this near side, and then Shalopek in the midfield goes back. Czech Republic go long down the left. Ball headed away by South Korea. Czech Republic trying everything they've got as they come forwards here, but no quality in the final third. Hwang Hee-chan brings the ball away. The Wolves player in the South Korean midfield on as a second half substitute. And here they come. He's got the Swansea player to his left, Yeon Ji-sung, who picks up the ball now. He's running at Sofal. Sofal, who has been excellent all day, makes the block. And in the end, the decision goes the way of the Czech Republic. They have a goal kick. He has been an absolute rock out wide, the 33-year-old Vladimir Sofal. It's like he gets better with age, because every time one of the South Korea players has gone at him, they've not beat him. He's defended ever so well. And people used to question, is his legs going? But he reads the game ever so well.
Here come the Czech Republic now, down the other end with the substitute, Mojmír Hytil. Mentioned his stats in club football a few moments ago for Sparta Prague. Needs to have an impact late on here. We're into the final 4 minutes plus stoppage time in Guadalajara. South Korea 2, Czech Republic 1. If you're just joining us on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, Wake Up to Money with Felicity Hanna on the way after 5, and then 5 Live Breakfast with Laura McGee and Rick Edwards from 6. Rick, with the gig of the tournament, as Clinton was saying earlier on, live from LA, Los Angeles. Somebody you work with a lot doing the Football Daily podcast. He gets LA, and you, you don't.
I don't get LA. And he didn't even invite me as well, so I'm going to have words with him next season. But no, good luck to Rick, to be fair.
He's brought the LA vibes, though, tonight, Clinton Morrison.
I brought the LA vibes, definitely.
The ball is with the South Korean goalkeeper who made that excellent save a few moments ago, Kim Seung-ju, to keep this scoreline at South Korea 2, the Czech Republic 1. 14 minutes to 5 UK time, 14 minutes to 10 in Guadalajara. South Korea go long, Czech Republic with the header away. The ball's high inside the Czech Republic half at the moment. It's brought down, and South Korea will come forwards down the right with the PSG man, Lee Kong-in. He's got 2 players marking him for company, decides to go back down the line. One more goal here for South Korea would completely kill off this game, and it will be 3 goals and 3 points for Hong Myung-bo's team. South Korea forced back though. They're happy to just keep the ball at the moment. Keep the ball, they win the game. It's as simple as that. 2 minutes to go now. They've lost the ball though. That's careless in the midfield. Loose inside the centre circle. And here come Czech Republic looking to mount a counter, but it comes to nothing. And Yom Ji-sung, the Swansea man, will come away with the ball. And he brings in Hwang, cutting in from the left on his right foot. Now onto his left foot. Can he get the shot away here? It's Hwang Hee-chan. He keeps going. And the longer he held onto the ball, the more Czech Republic players got back, and Czech Republic able to clear, and they now get it up towards halfway, and they will come on the counter with the ever-impressive Vladimir Sofal.
Yeah, Wang Yi-chan's got to do better than that. He gets into a good area, and he's trying to chop. I know he's trying to find that yard of space, but get your shot away. So if you get your shot away, you might get a deflection, and you might get an own goal, but yeah, it was poor play in the end. And then South Korea had 5 or 6 players out the game, but they recover ever so well and get back into their shape.
Canada-Bosnia, our next live commentary on 5 Live. That's the next game in the 2026 World Cup. 8 o'clock tonight with David Edgar and Vicky Sparks. 2 a.m. for the USA against Paraguay with Sue Smith and Jonathan Pierce. 92 live commentaries on 5 Live across the next 6 weeks. Full coverage of all 104 games. This has been an absolute cracker in Guadalajara as we go into the final 30 seconds between South Korea and the Czech Republic. The ball is with goalkeeper Kim Seung-ju for South Korea, who has made a couple of big saves in this game. The latest one just a couple of minutes ago, kicks the ball forwards out of his hands, and it goes out for a throw-in on this near side to the Czech Republic. The South Korean head coach, Hong Myung-bo, he must be absolutely shattered. He's kicked and headed every single ball on this near side.
Yeah, you can see it's a manager that was under pressure.
6 minutes of stoppage time, 6 minutes to be added on here. I'm not quite sure if the Czech Republic wanted a few more than that, but a lot of the substitutions that have been made have been multiple triples and doubles, haven't they, Clinton? So we've not had that many stoppages to deal with, and I can't remember either medical team coming on either.
No, you're right, to be fair. 6 minutes is about the right time, because there's been a lot of substitutions, so for every substitution you probably sometimes add on 30 seconds, so probably a bit more added on time as well. So yeah, 6 minutes is right. And will they get another big opportunity, the Czech Republic?
I'll tell you who will be happy with 6 minutes in stoppage time, the team at Wake Up to Money, because it means they can start bang on time at 5 o'clock. They get a full show between 5 and 6. Here, South Korea 2, the Czech Republic 1. 5 minutes of stoppage time remain. 1 have elapsed so far. South Korea edging closer to a big, big victory. What did we say earlier, Clinton? Coming into this game, 12 of South Korea's last 13 goals at World Cups have been in the second halves of matches. Another 2 here tonight.
Yeah, you got it spot on, mate. You said that, and you got it absolutely spot on.
Through to the last 16, South Korea 4 years ago in Qatar, until they were knocked out by Brazil, losing that game 4-1. They did beat Portugal in the group stages. This already looking to become 3 big points to see them through to the last 32 of the World Cup in 2026. Winning your first game always just tees things up beautifully, and South Korea now are so close to doing that.
Yeah, definitely. And then they got to play Mexico. I think Mexico and South Korea are the 2 teams that I did predict at the start could finish in that top 2. There's still a long way to go in this group, but if you can get opening game and get the 3 points, it gives you massive confidence moving forward for the next 2 games.
Yeah, the 2 teams provisionally on 3 points. We'll say provisionally for South Korea because there's still 4 minutes to go in this game. Face each other next Friday, 2 a.m. Mexico against South Korea in Guadalajara. Again, I'm doing that game, really looking forward to that one. Mexico against South Korea Friday at 2. Next up for the Czech Republic, therefore, are South Africa. That's a 5 p.m. kickoff on Thursday. Here the Czech Republic have a goal kick. 3.5 minutes of stoppage time to go. South Korea 2, the Czech Republic 1, and the Czech Republic so far, since they retook the lead, have demonstrated an absolute masterclass in seeing out time, but they've not seen out enough of it. And here come the Czech Republic down the right, chance for a late goal, and the shot goes in. It's well saved in the end by the goalkeeper, and the player walking away with his head in his hands is Michael Sadalek of Slavia Prague. One international goal, could have and should have made it 2 there.
That's the chance.
Yeah.
I said you'd get one more big chance in it, and he doesn't hit it cleanly enough. It's a good save, but it's a comfortable save because Sadalek doesn't hit it hard enough. If he hits it hard enough, he finds the bottom corner, and that was the big opportunity for the Czech Republic to get something out of this game.
Good move down the right, pulled back into the feet of Sadalek, put in a shot, and here comes South Korea down the other end, and Hwang's open if someone could pick him out. The shot in the end that went in from Kim Jin-ju was blocked, and that was clumsy because Hwang was in acres of space on the far left side. And now here comes South Korea. Here come the Czech Republic, rather. The game wide open as we go into the final minutes of stoppage time. Moimir Hitil, the substitute, has it wide on the right. Ball played forwards. Opportunity here. Cross in from the right towards the back post. South Korea stretched at the back. Hlošek couldn't get enough on the header, and eventually South Korea, through Lee Han-byom, do really well to win themselves a goal kick and to take more pressure off their back line. And most importantly, Clinton Morrison, it gives them the opportunity to see away a few more seconds.
Yeah, they've had to defend lots of crosses, and Czech Republic have been good in these last 5 or 10 minutes. But you know what frustrates me, Lee? Why not play like this for the whole game? Why wait till you're a goal behind and then start playing like the Czech Republic have done? And you can see there's a lot of tired legs and tired minds at the moment, and Czech Republic are the ones that are pushing.
90 seconds of stoppage time to go. 90 seconds for South Korea to hold on for a big, big win in Group A, leading the Czech Republic 2-1, coming from behind to lead this game 2-1. And South Korea have just done really well on the edge of the penalty area to win themselves another free kick and to relieve a little bit more pressure. Hong Myung-bo, the South Korean head coach, looks like he's about to pass out. He has put so much energy into this game from the sidelines.
He's probably put more in than the players have, and he's intense. He kicks every ball, but as you said, the South Korea fans have not been happy with him and in the build-up and the style of play, and hopefully if they can manage to get the 3 points now, they can go home a bit happy and feeling more confident moving forward in the tournament.
Yeah, the pressure's really been on the head coach to get them out of the group, because as Clinton was saying there, the supporters haven't been happy with what they've seen football style-wise, but whether they like the style of play or not, they are now just 30 seconds away from 3 big points to kick off their campaign at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Czech Republic have been awarded a free kick here for a foul on the halfway line. Yellow card has been shown to Lee Ji-yuk. So this is it then. One more free kick, one more Czech Republic attack. South Korea just need to stand firm here, as I assume the goalkeeper Mati Kovář is going to come forwards to launch this ball forwards from the halfway line. Everybody back defending for South Korea. 5 Live and BBC Sound edging towards the very, very end of this second game of 104 in the World Cup. Czech Republic free kick, hit diagonally from left to right. South Korea with the answers defensively, headed away. 6 minutes are over. We're into the 97th minute now. Czech Republic have it wide on the left. Ball played in. Hlošek, edge of the area, goes for the shot. Air shot, completely misses it. South Korea should be able to get this ball clear. Edge of the area, and do. And there is the final whistle. South Korea get off to a winning start at the 2026 World Cup, coming from behind to beat the Czech Republic by 2-1. Krejci of Wolves put the Czech Republic in the lead on the hour mark, but then 8 minutes later it was Hwang In-byom with the equaliser before the substitute Oh Hyun-ju got the winner with 10 minutes to go. 3 big points for South Korea as they beat the Czech Republic by 2-1.
Yeah, it was a good game, a really good game. It came alive in the second half. The Czech Republic were a much better team in the second half. Probably should have started like that in the first half, but South Korea were probably the better team, edged it with the quality that they had going forward, and they can bring on players off the bench who can turn a game for them. But yeah, really entertaining, and you can see how big it is for South Korea, because they basically, once you get that 3 points, you've got give yourself a great chance of qualifying through to the next stages.
And we were joking, Clinton, earlier, actually, just before South Korea scored the winning goal, about head coach Hong Myung-bo's decision to take off Son. It was a big call because he could have scored a hat-trick in this game. The head coach took him off, and it paid dividends because it was a substitute who replaced him who got the winning goal.
Yeah, it did pay dividends, and that's what you're paid as a manager, to make these big decisions and make these big calls, and he made the right decision. I didn't think it was the right decision at the time, but it was the right decision because he brings him on and he's the match winner, and that's why you get paid the big money to be the managers at these major tournaments, and that is why he's the manager. But you can see the way South Korea have celebrated. They know how much a big win this is and a big 3 points, and gives them good confidence moving forward now for the rest of the tournament.
Do you know what? We were talking about the pressure during the commentary on the head coach to get South Korea out of this group. They play Mexico next, so it's the two teams who've won the first 2 games of the tournament. Have you seen enough from South Korea tonight to make you think they've got enough to make it through to the knockout stages? Halfway there already now with these 3 points.
Yeah, I think they will. I said it all along, I think them and Mexico, but this was a big game. When they went 1-0 down, you were thinking, how are you going to respond? They did respond. They showed the character and they showed the quality in that final third. Now it's down to Czech Republic, who have got South Africa next. Whoever loses that basically will probably go home. So it's a big game for both teams in the next one. But for South Korea and Mexico, they're the 2 teams that I think will finish in them top 2 spaces.
And for the Czech Republic, a word on them, Clinton, as well. The tail of the tape that we were talking about earlier on seems to be big players, tonight anyway, not turning up. And I'm looking at the front 3 in particular of Pavel Schultz, Patrick Schick and Lucas Provod.
Yeah, we bigged them up at the start. They didn't get much service, to be fair, and it was the way Czech Republic set up to contain South Korea, because South Korea have got a lot of ability in them front areas, and you always looked like they were going to concede from a set piece, but yeah, it weren't good enough. So back to the drawing board, need to come again against South Africa. The tournament's not over for Czech Republic. They have to think like that and think, can they respond in the next game against South Africa?
The tournament's not over, it's only just started.
Exactly.
And what a start, Clinton, with the opening 2 games. Mexico winning the opener and then South Korea with a great performance here.
Oh, brilliant. And that's only the first 2 games. We got a lot more to come and a lot more entertainment, and I can't wait for it. I've been waiting for this for a long time. The World Cup is it's the best major tournament there is out there. Everyone, we enjoy working on it, people love watching it and playing in it, but yeah, we've had pure excitement so far for the first day.
Absolute pleasure to watch this one with you. Clinton Morrison with us on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Our next World Cup commentary, 8 o'clock tonight. Host Canada get their campaign underway against Bosnia-Herzegovina, and then co-hosts USA kick off against Paraguay 2 a.m. You've got the World Cup show with Mark Chapman between 1 and 3 this afternoon, reviewing day 1 and looking ahead to day 2. Rick Edwards brings 5 Live breakfast live from LA from 6, and Wake Up to Money follows the BBC News, which is next on 5 Live.